Hold on. Testing. Test 1, 2, 3. Anything but that. Come on.
Good one.
This is weird.
Alright, now pay attention to the pretty lines over here. Now you remember how it goes, okay?
Uh-huh.
Welcome everybody. We're doing the technical difficulties, but we're gonna be fine in just 3, 2.
No. I need a fill. I didn't bring my bottle out.
This is our second episode, and it seems more chaotic than the first.
Second episode, second take, right? It's weird.
Second, third.
Fucking weird.
Well, you were my first take, and that was the second take.
Yeah.
You mean
And then the
mistake?
third
Yeah,
one's
the
the
third
mistake.
Your mistake?
That's funny.
Yeah, we tried.
Do you tell him that he's the mistake?
No, I told him it's the funny thing that we're both the mistakes, and he was the actual planned
He
one.
was planned. Yeah.
Surprisingly, you on YouTube, this is what you get to hear outside the podcast. So you are getting the lucky thing.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, right here, this is extra content. I'm not even cutting it out. I'm letting
like a
the
B-roll.
No, it's just pure bloopers.
Hold on.
But we're just letting
Oh,
it in.
that's the story of my life.
Testing. I don't know if you
I can hear you,
These
I can
are
hear
pretty.
you fine, actually.
Yeah, please don't touch anything.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
touch it, but
Oh,
it's
look at
pretty.
all the Christmas lights.
I want that for my Christmas tree,
Okay.
Daddy. Can we
Alright.
get that for our Christmas tree?
So, look at the screen first.
Yeah.
So, 3, 2.
After having our first podcast, we did a look back to it to see mistakes that we made. That way we can better improve this for the listeners as well as ourselves. So today, we will be talking about second looks. Things that we've watched or listened to or even eaten. And then on a second look, found out we actually liked it or hated it. So come join us on our second look episode.
I'm STG,
And I'm Titus Crescent, and this is
the Brothers Grimm. And we have
And
a guest
Mom.
here. Yes, this is our
Yes.
special guest, our mother.
She's very special.
She goes by the name of Tessa, but for us, she's Mom.
And
We told you we'd have special guests. This was very impromptu, but it works.
the behavioral place that she was at let her out for the day. So
She got a day pass.
They actually paid you guys so I wouldn't come back.
yeah, they were a little upset about the time you took a shit on the pool table.
No, I really was put in the mental hospital last year, and I made friends with everybody. We call ourselves the zoo, and then we all graduated on Friday, most of us. It
Even
was
though-
very happy.
Even though this has nothing to do with second looks.
Oh, take a second look back.
That was the first time I'd been in a mental hospital. The food was good, though. Oh, they feed you so good in there.
So, we're going to talk about second takes on things that we've experienced.
Yep.
What's our first on the list?
It is movies.
Movies. God. Well, you want to kick that off with the first line of movies that we got?
Okay, so with movies, these are movies that, I mean, whether you like them, whether you hate them, they're movies that when they first came out in theaters, they didn't do so hot, and then when they came out, turned out they have a cult following. And it's not just that; it's whatever. Thanks. Whatever we like or hate, or it doesn't really matter. It's our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want.
Pretty much.
But the first movie I do have on there is UHF.
UHF.
Great movie when it came out in theaters, did horrible. And I mean, there's people that still don't like it, but hey, you know what? They're just uncultured swine.
Well, at the same time, it was also Roger Ebert literally called Weird Al Yankovic the Antichrist. He's not too far off, but yeah, that's how
I don't
horribly
think
reviewed.
it's a formal religion.
I mean,
I
no,
think
it's-
maybe he just sacrifices a goat.
Well,
once
you
in
know
a
what?
while.
Here's the thing.
But we
He
all
called-
do that.
He called Weird Al the Antichrist. What happened? He died.
What's to tell you about him?
What's that, you guys? And he died.
Oh, Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
Which
Great show.
you know, that could be okay. You know, we also mentioned we do not have any TV shows on our list,
Yeah.
which I can't believe I overlooked TV shows. But I mean, we do have a pretty big list of things of talking points.
Well, UHF became such a cult following. I mean, people make Twinkie wieners all the time. Weird Al still makes Twinkie wieners, although he goes with vegan options now.
Well, my friend Johnny and I, especially after having him watch the movie, him, David, and I two of my friends, made Twinkie Wiener sandwiches so we could use it for a watch through. It was actually surprisingly really good. Now, I think it would have been better if it had been like deep fried.
I'd rather eat the
Oh.
dog food with the hint of cheese.
What kind of dog food? I mean, are we talking like Caesar?
No, the one they sell in UHF.
Oh.
Yappy's dog treats.
Yappy's dog treats. That guy was a method actor.
Yes, Bobo.
So when he got hit in the face with a frying pan, he really got hit in the face with a frying pan.
Ew.
And also the part where Weird Al gets spit on by the kid, that was all CGI, and that's where half the movie's budget went.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and it was said that Weird Al makes better music videos than he does movies.
I would have to agree with that because, you know, you look at like Smells Like Nirvana. He literally took the same location, some of the pretty much a majority of the same cast, the same janitor.
And he talks about as
cheerleaders.
good as that young man did.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that young man, that Kurt Cobain
Yeah,
guy.
Kurt.
What's
Well, he was so cute with his daughter.
He
and
shot straight to the stars
Oh.
and then the ceiling.
Stop it.
I mean, you know, it's funny because the janitor, because what was the quote for our show?
Second.
Like Seinfeld, but funnier.
Yeah, Seinfeld, but entertaining.
And the guy who played the janitor was in Seinfeld, Kramer. Not
Yeah.
Kramer. What was his name?
No, that was, oh yeah, the janitor from UHF. I was talking about the janitor from the Smells Like Nirvana video.
Oh, that's the same one, isn't it?
Nope.
Well, I mean,
Totally
the
different
actor.
one because the one from Smells Like Nirvana was
Michael
the one
Richards.
from the
The one that dropped the N-word.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite often.
my brain's going 20 different places. No, but no, the one from Smells Like Teen Spirit showed him Smells Like Nirvana, but the one from UHF has nothing to do with that video. But I was just claiming that Weird Al's videos have always been such, in my opinion, cinematic masterpieces in their own right. Amish Paradise, everything like that.
The
you
one that he did off of Chamillionaire.
know. Writing Nerdy.
Yeah.
And White and
White
Nerdy,
and
yeah.
White
Nerdy.
and Nerdy.
White and Nerdy.
I think
Parody
that
of
one's
Riding
great,
Dirty.
But yeah.
So, you know, again, when that movie came out in theaters, didn't do so hot. But after it came out of theaters, I think anyone who's a Weird Al fan has at least watched it a dozen times, or at least 27 times.
Yes, 27 times, definitely. But yeah, no, that is a perfect take. And to go right into that, a movie that bombed so horribly and then became a cult classic, that would be It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, no, that is on the list as well.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful
Nice.
Life was panned. People, you know, they didn't receive it well. It didn't do great in theaters.
I mean, it's
I thought
very
it was
depressing.
depressing.
It is.
It
It
is
is.
depressing.
Yes.
Which, I
And-
mean, for our show, The Brothers Grimm, Grim,
It's like the
depressing is kind of our thing.
And, you know,
Yeah. I do take meds for that.
but
We all
here's the
do.
thing: the reason why it's so iconic and why it became a cult classic is because James Stewart used his experience in PTSD of being in World War II,
Mm-hmm.
and he channeled that into George Bailey, and you know he delivered such an amazing role. And of course, you had Potter and just the rest of the whole cast.
That's that family that were all drunks. The guy who played Potter.
Mm.
Oh, I thought he was
All
under
I
a.
think is, yeah, underdog.
I thought they were.
Right.
That's the same man.
Yeah.
I thought they were under the stairwell. Put them.
What's his name?
Very boring.
Oh, right. Drew's great
And it was released
grandfather.
in the summertime.
Yeah, that was a
That's
bad
a big
idea.
reason it bombed.
Released in the summertime was not a good idea for that.
The person you're hearing off camera and off mic is our producer, aka our.
Yeah, he produced
AKA
that one and
father.
he produced that one.
That's the joke.
It's like Father Knows Best. He's actually our official fact checker.
Yeah, he shows up with words written on lined paper to stand behind the camera and be like, "Eh, "Damn kids."
I
Get
would
that
have
shit
been
right.
able to sleep if it
Um,
wasn't a pesky kids.
So next movie, Fight Club.
Fight Club.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Yeah.
Well, our mother's got a big old crush on
I'm
Edward
sorry,
Norton.
Ed. 25th hour. Mwah, that's good.
Honestly, didn't know that she was going to be on the podcast until 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and that was the biggest
So-
mistake. You put down Fight Club, and you knew that this is gonna turn into an hour of Edward Norton.
Yeah. The Illusionist. That was a good movie. That didn't deserve a second look.
But I did give it a second look, though.
Oh no, it's such a good one when
It
you gotta
performs.
feel like
It performed
romantic.
to a lesser crowd because of the prestige.
Edward Norton as the Hulk.
Actually, I
I
consider
liked it.
he's better than Ruffalo.
Yeah. But
Ruffalo's not bad. Ruffalo is 10 times better than Vanna. But as far as who the best Hulk that we had, yes, Edward Norton
No.
did the better job.
But when the movie came out, it flopped in theaters, and and it did get a cult following. And anyone who knows anything, you just don't talk about Fight Club. But I think that's just because it bombed in theaters.
But a lot of extremists talk about Fight Club, so
I mean, if Luigi ever gets out, we could have him on the podcast.
yeah. He's a straight shooter.
Yeah, he's a professional.
I
apparently.
have heard that they're gonna try to bust him out of prison to scare some people.
Oh, I highly doubt the FBI is going to be watching or
I
listening to
don't think
this.
so.
So,
Yeah, I'm afraid. And they probably see the same streams I do on Blue Sky. So.
they probably keep their eye on Pick 'em a Talk.
So, what is our next movie?
Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you have some experience with this, don't you, Mother?
I do. We used to go and see it on the Friday midnight movie at our old mall, Dad and I. And on Halloween, there was a dress-up contest. And I won third place as Magenta.
Okay, I was just getting ready. And who did Dad dress up like?
Oh, Frankenfurter.
Of
My
course.
dad, in my mom's black
Oh,
dress.
no.
And
The
my
old
mom
fashioned.
put glitter on his Cuban high heels.
Our special guest here on the table
No!
is named Diablo. She is 20 years old.
22.
22?
She will be
She'll be 22 in
22.
February.
She'll be 22, and she is a beast from hell. If you
Aw, don't say that.
if you
about her.
slight her, she will curse you with her eyes.
She walks like a hamster. She does it now. She screams.
Well, she's old.
She's like Madame Zabroni.
Haven't you ever turned over in bed and said, ow? That's her whole body all the time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I rescued her when she was a kitten. A kid. Stop! Stop! I can hear that. Please stop.
No,
Come here.
it's too funny.
Come here. Come here. No, stop. You don't need. No, stop. You don't need to clean everything.
Okay,
Jeez.
for those of our podcasters not
Stop.
being able to see the chaos ensued, this calico cat who is gonna be 22 years old, she decided our microphone is the perfect
Look, it's a squirrel.
scratching post, and
It's a
it's,
squirrel.
it's good that she's nestling her muzzle up against it,
I don't.
and now she's just staring at my brother's squirrel. Oh no, there she goes.
There she goes. Just claiming the.
My baby.
So each time you hear it, yep, that sound you're hearing in the background.
This is the clip that's gonna go on YouTube.
And the look she's giving
Oh.
each time she does
And
each
Diva.
time she does it, she's looking at you and saying, "You told me no," and just rubbing her head against it.
How about you turn around and show everyone what you look like? Oh, and we got Diva.
She told me her name was Diva. That's why it's Diva.
Go. She's mad you're in her seat right now.
So hopefully Diablo can give us a little bit of. Don't scritch her; she'll scritch more.
She's so scritchable.
Yeah, she is very scritchable. She's a chunky kitty.
But the story behind her is when she was a kitten. There you go. Good girl. Good girl.
Now
yeah.
now she's.
That's what's gonna bite. Go for it. Put your hand in there.
I'm so glad this can be edited.
Oh, it's not gonna be edited. I'm not editing it. Not even on that. No.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
The people get to hear the chaos ensue, and I think that's gonna be something.
Oh, their
that's-
houses are probably just as chaotic.
Well,
Yes.
maybe this might get us some Patreon people so we can get our own studio.
No. Yeah, we'll go to the basement.
No, the gays live down there.
Oh, the gays live down there. Yeah, that's the gay district.
It's because they drink the water with the frogs.
Yeah, but The frogs are turning gay.
My youngest son is out, so it's not. We're not out
Dude,
anymore.
he's not out. He hitchhiked. That's how far out he went.
I mean, we kind of mentioned him, and he actually showed up in the
He actually came out.
Oh,
and
you
then-
met
on
him.
the first
Okay.
episode. Yeah, on the first episode.
He said he had.
That's my baby.
So.
Well, this was my baby for a long time, and then I had another baby, and
and then I
his
got angry.
nose has been out of joint for 20-some years. I think.
And I'm the mistake.
I
No,
mean,
you
the
were a
oldest.
surprise.
Surprise mistake.
was
you know,
I was the mistake.
semantics.
You were the pool table. I was the yoga mat.
No, he was a couch.
Yeah, come on.
Was it a sterile
He's a
pull-out
high
couch?
No, it wasn't. They lived in
Oh,
Oklahoma and they
it
were
was
an army
secondhand
base.
furniture
He's
in
a
a
high bed.
little bitty
It was.
apartment next to the strippers that worked across the street.
Hey, strippers are nice people.
They were very nice. They let us
Hey,
use their phone.
I thought some strippers watched me as a baby.
They did? Yeah.
Or were those corner workers?
No, and I don't make fun of sex work.
Right.
No,
so-
hey, you know what? They gotta make a living, you know?
No,
I did not make fun of a sex worker at all.
you were
I was
watched
giving out their
mainly
name.
by teenagers that had the high energy you needed because you wouldn't let yourself be put down. So it had to be a sturdy kid to carry you around. So I picked a family, and all of them carried you around.
Alright, so I'm gonna try and take this train and put it back on the rails. What's our next movie that we got?
Clue.
Top
Wait,
notch.
how could that be a second? Did it not do well in the
It did
theater?
not do well.
Horrible.
It did horrible.
theater.
Really?
And they had
Oh,
3 different endings.
I know.
Well,
I
that's what made
remember.
it so iconic.
And that's why no one knew what actually was the real ending until you watched it on VHS. And then it
Then they had
had
all 3 of them. Yeah.
Tim
what
Curry
could have happened,
gave
what
the
might have
performance
happened.
of his lifetime when he described pretty much the whole movie. And then the best ending line, I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
I thought he was gay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it had a star-studded cast. Madeline Kahn.
The queen of comedy. The
Yeah.
queen.
You know her last movie she did? A
No.
Bug's Life.
Oh.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
She was-
She was the
Yes.
queen.
No,
No, she wasn't?
she was the moth.
Wait, who was the queen?
The queen was Betty White.
Oh, duh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, now that I think
But
back.
no, yeah, she was the moth, the gypsy moth,
Mm.
who was partnered with the praying mantis.
She sounded young in that, too.
Yeah, that
Who was the lady who played the Washington socialite? Who she was on Victor Victoria as the dancers.
I honestly can't remember. Fact checker.
What was the question?
Can you repeat your question, or did you forget?
I forgot it.
Damn dementia.
Something about a
not
dancer in
dementia.
Victor Victoria.
Who was the dancer in Victor Victoria? She's the girlfriend that was also in Clue as the socialite. And she talks with that nasal tone.
Of course, yeah. The one who killed the chef, right?
I don't
Killed the
remember.
cook, right?
I don't remember.
Everyone
No.
has dementia here.
Okay, fine.
We're all
Alright,
bad.
never mind.
No, I'm fine.
I just thought I liked her in that. She was very slick in that.
Anyway, you know, if you've ever seen it, then most likely you probably came to the same conclusion as us. Great movie, and just an amazing cast.
I mean, we used. I think they have it on DVD somewhere.
Yeah, but now we
I'm
live in
sure.
a day and age of streaming, so you
I
probably can
kept
find it.
the DVDs because
Would-
one day the streaming might not be
They're
there.
gonna be worth money, just like the Little Mermaid VHS.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh,
God.
we had that cover.
We
Yes, we
still
did.
have it. It's somewhere
Oh,
in this
do we?
house. It's somewhere in the
Somewhere in
house.
this house, we have that fabled mermaid cover.
Okay, so for those of you who do not know, The Little Mermaid, when they first released the VHS, on the cover of The Little Mermaid is a dildo, a golden dildo, smack dab in the middle of Trident's castle, under the sea.
Yeah, it was a disgruntled employee.
It also had in the movie a pope with a boner.
No, actually, no. What they said was
They
that
say
was a
it's a
crease in the
knee.
pants.
Yeah,
But
that's a
nah.
really big crease.
No, nah, it's yeah.
Well, of course, that's not the first time that you ever did that,
No.
too. You had the Rescuers, where they had the woman with the
Oh,
yeah,
that was
with the hey.
wasn't that inserted in? Oh, that's a bad pun. Excuse me. Wasn't that digitally added to the movie?
It probably was, but around the time they made it, which.
I mean, if we're talking about things that would take
Don't
second look,
piss off the help. That's all I can say.
I would say that this would fall in the
Don't do it.
category of second
Maybe
looks
we need
because
to kind of rephrase that. You being a white woman and all. Don't piss off the help.
Yeah.
They're get
My mom
angry.
was a cleaning lady for a furniture store.
she was
I
all-
babysat. I'm help. I
talking
don't
about
mind being help.
talking about secret stuff in Disney movies. Aladdin.
That.
No, that was I know. I've heard it. I've heard it.
What is it?
Teenagers, take off your clothes.
Yeah. When Raja goes up to
Like you needed to tell them to do
confront-
that?
I mean, it was
They
like
do
Aladdin.
it already. So.
Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh God, she's
Thank
so
you, fact checker.
funny. Thanks, honey.
That was in regards to the question
So
before to our
funny.
fact checker.
She dances in Victor Victoria's the little burlesque dance. And just
hours later.
So
yeah,
our
you
next
asked me if
I didn't ask you
Yes.
anything. Yeah, you said I want to join. And we're
No,
like,
yeah,
okay,
but here's the thing: we didn't let her back out,
Yeah.
so it is kind of our fault. You do need to talk
I-
louder because your voice.
I'm
is-
sorry.
talk
No,
loud?
not you.
No,
You're
no,
talk
no,
loud
no,
enough.
No.
Hold on. Let's see. Does this help at all?
I don't know.
I haven't done it yet. How about now? Can
It's
you
actually-
hear me?
Actually, it is a little bit louder. So
Fantastic. Are you trying to blow my mic?
What's the next movie on that
Now,
list?
this movie, I remember watching this in theaters when it came out. It's Dread. Now, a lot of people like to think that it's a reboot or a remake. It's actually a sequel.
Yep.
And I remember watching it the first time because I watched it with like Hotel Transylvania. I was in a theater, and I didn't want to leave because I was in Washington at the time, and I didn't want to drive all the way back to my house in Lakewood, which is surrounded by Tacoma. Those who live in Washington that's listening to this probably no one, but I didn't. I was in Puyallup. And that's like a 45-minute drive north from where I was stationed at.
So as far as that drive is, are we gonna get to the point?
No, anyone who listened to our first podcast knows I have ADHD, autism, and that's on there. Yeah, no, it's on there.
Oh, yeah, we totally have that.
Yeah, that's actually next. That's literally the next one.
What movie did you say it was?
Dread?
Dread, yeah, the
Dread.
one with Carl Urban.
Not Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone, but Dread.
I don't remember that.
You
It
probably never
was
seen
not
it.
received well.
But it was a really good one, especially the ending. Spoiler alert for those who've not watched it. It's been out since for 13 years.
He's missing most of his body.
At the very end, the person who's distributing the drugs, which is kind of like a reverse meth, instead of speeding everything up, it's slow.
I was about to say reverse meth. What, you get all your teeth back?
It's kind of like when you play Fallout
gain weight.
and you do Jet.
Oh, what?
It's when you're like in Fallout when you do Jet.
Oh, yeah, Jet.
Everything
Slows
goes
down
slow
time.
down. Yeah, he kicks her off the top of a tower after injecting her or having her inhale the drug, and so she's
All
literally
takes
just
forever.
falling like this. But she knows she's going to die, and there's nothing you can do about it. Probably the
That's
most
psychological
horrifying
torture right
thing ever. And she's dead before her brain could even process what even happened.
there. I think your brain processed right on the ground on that one.
Well, I mean, there was that German study that was done where the guy beheaded himself, and your brain, as long as your brain has enough oxygen, still works. I think 5
minutes.
No,
No,
5 minutes.
it's-
Wow, what are you, a
You
chicken?
have retrograde
No, it's
amnesia.
like 5 to 10 seconds.
Oh,
Because
okay.
what he did, he blinked as many times as he could. Well, I don't know if it was him.
That is dedication right
yeah,
there.
yeah, I mean, he was
Say,
probably, he was
I'm
probably
gonna get my
German.
head cut off
Are you
and
sure
I'm
it's not
gonna
an
try.
urban legend?
Well, I know that he was German. I don't know if it was his own head. It might have been someone else's head, but I'm not going to say whose head it might have been.
Yeah, all you had to say was he was German and we knew some sick shit was going down.
Rein, Schneisen, Heinz, Snickerdoodle.
Schadenfreude.
Yes. So, the next movie, which our fact checker decided to throw it at me, but I already had it on there, is Gene Wilder's Willy Wonka.
Considerably the best one.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a true adaptation.
Well,
of
it's
the
not
book.
supposed to be.
Well, that's
It-
true,
It's
but here's
really
the
not supposed to be.
But it's funny that the adaptation that Tim Burton made, which was truer to the original Roald Dahl book, I just don't care for it as much as I like the Gene Wilder one.
I think what would have saved that movie is if they would have done Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
Yes.
Because that's what I thought they were going to do, but the way they ended it, completely different.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Tim Burton. He likes to take things and make you kind of be like, oh, this might have some saving grace, and then kick it in the nuts.
But those of you,
Yeah.
Sean, a little closer into the camera, thank you. You know, you don't want people to see it or something like that?
No, I've got my penguin here.
I mean, we have our placements for a reason.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people don't realize is those who've not read the book. I'm a big Roald Dahl fan, so I've read, I think every.
BFG, one. We used to have the cookbook that did that stuff.
I still have the
Yes.
cookbook.
You still
somewhere.
have that one?
I don't get
there
rid
is
of
a
stuff. I'm a
cookbook.
hoarder.
There is a cookbook that gives you the ingredients to make the cake, the chocolate cake for Matilda.
It has everything. Like I think it even has the split pea soup from Witches.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it has the edible wallpaper, which is
Yes.
probably the easiest thing to make. It's literally just sticking food onto paper.
Yeah, the lickable.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
I think the never melting ice cream was another one they did.
What do you think a snozzberry tastes like? I think it's a crunchberry. That's what always
I
comes
think
to mind,
snozberry is
isn't it?
actually a slang term.
Oh,
I'm pretty
I don't
sure, if
know.
I'm not
I'm-
mistaken, snozberry was considered.
I mean, I
It
will,
might be.
I will say this: the original story for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie was actually supposed to be black, but because of the year that it was, his not producers or whatever, his team or whatever said that the book wouldn't have sold as well.
do you remember the short stories, Skin?
Yes,
I like that. And then the
I've
World
literally-
of Henry
I've-
Sugar.
I've
was
literally
great.
read everything by Roald Dahl. I've had every book.
Boy.
Boy was the
And then-
boy and the fly, yeah, boy and
I don't know the pilot.
the pilot one.
Yeah.
And the story of how Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was written. He put a fake mouse or a fake rat in a jar of candy at a candy store, and he got in a lot of trouble. He was a bit of a troublemaker,
Yeah.
which hey, that's how life works. But again,
That's
it's a movie that did not do very well in theaters, but
Still
it's a cult classic. I wouldn't even say cult classic
It's a
because
classic.
it doesn't have a small following. It's got a huge.
Right.
Yeah, he gets played and people are like drawn to it.
Gene Wilder. Gene Wilder's a genius. There, like that scene where he is walking.
Well, he said that he would not do the role unless he could do that. He would walk off set. He's like, when I come out there, I want to walk with a cane. And they were like, why? Because he did not want them to know if Willy Wonka was telling the truth or not.
Yeah, that was supposed to set the premise for
Yeah,
like
and the whole mood. They're like, is he a good guy or is he a bad guy? Because that was the whole thing. And that was actually something that was very true with the book.
and the kids and everyone else there did not know that was going to happen.
Right. They were genuine. You know, I wish they had done the Prince Pondicherry story.
Yeah, and that one. Well, again, it's not a true adaptation of
I know, but it would have been fun to see what they would do with that
because I think
instead of the scary boat ride, which when I was a kid, it
Scary boat
scared
ride
me.
is awesome.
It's a great.
No, it was not when I was little. It was scary.
It is.
Now it makes me laugh. It makes me think of stream of consciousness and Malcolm McDowell.
Wait, were you doing the song from the boat?
Yeah.
Because for a second, it almost sounded. She likes to touch me, wow. She likes to touch me, wow. She likes to touch me, wow.
303.
Don't trust me. It literally, literally.
Don't trust a hoe.
Well, yeah. I mean, of
Don't
course,
trust a
dude.
hoe.
Who sings
303.
that?
It's
303.
yeah, 303 with
Okay,
Katy
I didn't
Perry.
know that
Katy
was-
Perry did the thing.
They released their album back when I was in the army.
That is a song that
um,
when I first heard, I'm like, it's all right. And now I think I'm like,
I mean, you know the song Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
Billy
Well,
Joel.
Yeah, well, they released a song called Downtown Girl, and is downtown. I'll have to have you listen to it, maybe on the podcast,
Maybe.
if we're allowed to.
So the next movie.
Next movie.
We're 28 minutes in, and we have definitely kept ourselves entertained with movies.
We're cinephiles here.
Mhm.
Yes, we quote movies all the time. It's just who we are.
Actually, prior to starting this recording, I mentioned to him we would never be able to do like reaction videos because we've seen way too much.
Yeah.
Because in our household, even though we grew up very Christian, movies and TV shows has always been considered an art form. So even watching Braveheart when we were children, yeah.
Yep. We saw a lot more violent movies than my friends saw.
We
Matrix.
didn't keep those away from you.
John Burton introduced us to Matrix, so.
Oh, but we still watched it at the house.
I miss
And-
him sometimes.
And then, Cheech and Chong's next movie.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember
Yeah.
getting in trouble at
That
church
was
for
an
singing a
art
few of
form.
those songs.
Oh, that is
Mexican
such
Americans
a
don't like to get up
good movie.
early in the morning, but they have to go to
Tommy
work.
Chong cracks me up just walking on
You
the
had
screen.
a crush, or I'm more say an infatuation with Tommy Chong, just like the skipper from
Oh,
Gilligan
I
Valley.
love the skipper. So cute.
Okay, so
He's
the next
big.
movie,
Yes.
Iron Giant.
That
Iron
did
Giant.
not do well.
No.
No.
Because it wasn't a Disney movie.
But it's
I
such.
loved it.
It's beautifully animated,
They
beautifully
did the
written.
more frames per second, sort of like Futurama. So all the movements in Iron Giant were very smooth.
And one of the few roles that Vin Diesel doesn't say family in.
I mean, I guess, since we are talking about Iron Giant, I think we'll jump to the end of the list and then we'll go back to normal.
Yeah.
Treasure Planet.
Still one of my top favorites, although Great Mouse Detective, which is another Disney movie that did horrible.
But I love the music, the animation, the
amazing,
story.
That was the first one
Yes.
that used computer animation.
Yeah,
And
was it
that
for Big?
wasn't
It was the
just
Big Ben, right?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Big Ben Tower. That's
Yeah.
what they used computer animation for.
Until then, it had only been used as background,
Yeah.
and this was the first
I
one where
remember
it was used in the foreground.
You used to do the Bat's voice all the time.
I did this, and I got a thing, and I'm a.
Is that the brother from Miss Doubtfire?
No, in fact,
Really?
he passed away shortly thereafter.
Harvey
Yeah,
Firestein,
Mhm.
love him.
Yeah, he passed
Oh,
away.
yeah.
No, not Harvey first.
Matchmaker,
The
one who played Batty.
Yeah. But
Doesn't
no,
he
yeah.
sing that with Robin Williams?
matchmaker, make me a match.
He
Yeah.
doesn't even go
Fine.
out. He goes, matchmaker, matchmaker. make
Yeah,
me
you're
a
right.
Match. Find me a fine, catch me a
So
catch.
funny. Oh my gosh.
But
Yeah,
not
no,
the movie
Tre-
you're actually talking about. We're talking about Treasure
Yeah, no,
Planet.
Treasure
now.
Planet.
Sorry.
No,
Great
you're
cast. Martin Short, Joseph Gordon-Levitt,
Mm-hmm.
who
Of course, I remember him from
Great
10 Things I Hate About You.
no,
That's what I remember.
That's what
him
you
from.
remember him. Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, that's right. No, I should have known that with Christopher Lloyd.
That's
Yeah,
what I
that
remember
was-
him from.
But I think that was another movie that didn't do well at the box
Probably.
office.
And here's the thing: for the longest time, you couldn't watch it on Disney Plus. Why? Because Disney hated us. I mean, and then they finally did it after so many people were like, "Hey, where's Angels in the Outfield?"
Mm-hmm.
So I want to take a second to take a break. We have our avatars here.
Oh, yes. This is Squire the Squirrel.
This is Reginald the Penguin, and for my mom who's here, this is Diablo the cat because, well, why not?
I'm short enough to be my own as mascot.
Of course. Sure you
I'm
are.
so special.
You're so precious. Bless
Yeah.
your heart.
I could go get Gossamer from where you got me for Looney Tunes.
Oh, that's right. I've got you that forever ago from Six Flags Great America
Oh God.
in Gurney, Illinois.
Yep, I still
yeah,
have
no.
it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm trying to get us back on this track. Treasure Planet, really great movie. Didn't perform well because Disney wanted it to fail.
Yeah.
Disney did not put anything into it. They were like, no.
It was the last movie they wanted to do in 2D animation.
Yeah.
And they wanted to
Oh yeah,
move to
because
3D
Atlantis
animation.
came out before that.
Mhm. Another damn good movie.
Yeah.
I loved when in Treasure Planet when he's riding his
Surfer
thing,
thing.
and, he's,
the airboard.
and you go into the moon and you realize it's carved out instead
And
of
it's civilization.
craters. Yeah, I thought that was great animation because it's really hard to do animation where something comes close.
I mean, Treasure
To
Planet
the
all the way
camera.
around was great animation. The
Yeah,
map, the planet itself,
Yeah,
with all the
planet-
treasure, and then when everything starts, spoiler alert, when the planet starts being destroyed and all the gold just starts dissipating or disappearing and melting and falling into the core of the planet, and then you see Long John Silver. Yeah, Long John Silver. He's just trying to the android. He's just trying to collect the treasure, and it's just escaping his hands, and he's just being distraught. But
What about the Black Cauldron?
the first Disney movie was Blood.
Yeah, that was a.
It didn't do very well.
No, it didn't.
No, people really put down the.
Our producer's writing something down.
And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, Don Bluth worked on the Black Cauldron, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, and then you could tell from that because the Bluth came over and we saw
You know,
Don Bluth Studios.
Mhm.
I
Everything
think
from-
that is a perfect segue to our next movie,
Yep.
A Troll in Central Park. Oh, wait. Anyone who's
Yeah.
anyone, Princess Bride. Princess
Okay,
Bride
yeah.
was a movie that failed. I don't know if it was epic.
I don't think
proportions.
it's failed.
It
That's
was
not.
very modest.
Well, it was not, but they probably still made a decent amount of money. It did?
Not till it came
No.
on VHS.
Which is funny because it is the perfect movie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, it combines everything. I mean, he even says it in the beginning. Fighting, swordplay, true love, miracles.
It just sounds sexual. It's also Raj's for The Big Bang Theory's favorite movie too.
No, I wouldn't blame it. It's one of my favorite too.
I've been watching React videos because I'm a nerd, and I've been seeing like Europeans, Asian people, everyone all over the globe watching The Princess Bride for the first time, and after they finish the movie, like, that was epic.
You see,
That was
that blows my
amazing.
mind that people are like, I'm seeing this for the first time.
Well, Christopher Guest is so good in
Oh,
and
it's
I
a
love
six-fingered
him.
man?
Yeah.
Mm.
it. Yeah, he's
Mandy
just
Patinkin.
wonderful.
Well, talking about Mandy Patinkin, he's in Brilliant Minds, which I brought up in the last
Yeah,
episode.
definitely check it out when you get the chance.
It's a great show, please. Because I do not. I want it to get a second season. It better get a. I mean, if Grey's Anatomy can have 25 freaking seasons, I think Brilliant Minds at least.
Yeah, but that
deserves
is
a second
sex and
season.
nurses and doctors.
There's sex and nurses and doctors in Brilliant
It
Minds.
takes place in a hospital.
Does it have a Miss Dr. McDreamy?
His name's
Well,
Zachary
Zachary
Quinto.
Fair point.
Diablo, I swear to God, if you knock that camera. No. Stop. Don't think about it.
Okay, well, Diablo, who you've met already,
I'm not going to clean your eyeballs.
is literally underneath the tripod. Whereas holding the camera and the light,
It's barely.
she's kind of like, I could fuck this up.
Tap, tap.
Okay.
Just being pure chaos.
Funny tidbit about Diablo. When I named her, we were in the church, and apparently I didn't realize this. My parents got no. She's fine. My parents got in a lot of trouble with the pastor because I named her Diablo.
I get in trouble all the time.
Yeah. But I mean,
Your son's a rock musician. You're going to hell.
Yep.
Your other son has cancer. It's because he's a bad person.
I read Harry Potter.
And then the third son, he's gay. Hit the trifecta.
it's funny because they accepted that more than anything else. I got kicked out of.
Well, he got outed though.
I got kicked out of the Christian school for having sex with a girl.
I didn't get kicked out at all. I graduated. I mean,
I ran away.
I got a jail
I ran away.
education, but I did not get kicked out. I graduated.
Okay, but talking about Don Bluth,
Yeah.
wonderful segue to. Oh, I did have It's a Wonderful Life on here.
Yeah, we already did that one.
Yeah, I didn't erase it. Sorry.
We're trying
What's
to be
on
scripted.
what's the next group?
Music, but
Oh,
we're
okay.
not there. We still. So, Don
This
Bluth.
might be a longer podcast than preferred.
That's fine.
And you know what? That's the good thing about podcasts. You don't have to stick to a certain time format. And hell, there are people probably listening to this shit saying, only an hour? Damn it.
I mean, you can skip ahead if you want. You can rewind. I mean, do whatever you
Why
want,
rewind? This is funny shit.
so you can listen to it over and over again. But A Troll in Central Park,
Yes.
talking about Don Bluth.
Dom DeLuise.
He also played Tiger in
Father Goes
Father
West.
Goes West,
American
I mean,
Tail.
American Tail. He even did.
But that actually
he,
did good.
he was
American
also in the
Tail.
third movie too.
Hold on.
Pretty sure. Hold on. Let me.
Oh yeah, he was in the third
Yeah.
movie. He
I'm
hadn't
pretty
died
sure.
yet.
Yeah. No, I was about to say. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, well, he definitely was.
Well, growing up in the 70s, he was really popular. And you saw him a lot in.
How do you do?
In maybe not Gilligan's Island, but talk shows and
I remember in
comedy
this Pizza the
shows.
Hut.
It's Pizza the
Right.
And then, of course, he was Caesar in History of the World Part 1. Legend.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Wash this.
Wash this. Yes, sire.
Yes.
Ah.
But I mean, we could literally put any Don Bluth movie on here. We can talk about Don. We can have an
We could
entire
probably literally
episode.
a whole hour of Don.
We can have an entire episode dedicated just to Don Bluth. So,
Did he have Ferngully?
producer?
Is Ferngully on the list?
No, because it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I can't remember it doing horribly. I mean,
I don't remember it doing horribly. I don't remember it doing great. But I knew that it proved a point that Tim Curry was a sexy villain.
and Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams is
And Robin Williams, who
Uncredited.
I believe he didn't. Yeah, he's uncredited.
He's uncredited in a lot
He
of
did-
things.
Well, he did a lot of things, like The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. He would do it because he said, "I don't want to be credited."
The moon dude.
The Moon God,
With
Moon
the-
King,
Moon King.
That's who.
And his head would just fly around.
Well, remember, when his head was off the body, he was intelligent. He was well spoken, and the body was just pumping whatever he could. But the moment that he got the head onto the body, then he became kind of a hedonistic, shameful man.
hedonistic.
He turned
wow.
into me.
4 syllables.
Ooh, my.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
impressed with
That's
that.
them college words.
Yeah, that's what an education gets
Well,
you.
You could try to do it in monosyllables, but
Okay. For those out there who can't speak those special words, he was what they call a fuck boy.
There we go.
that's
better?
for our audience.
Just make sure that
Our
I
audience,
think they'll
podheads,
get
you say, "What the
that.
fuck is this, man?"
I'm too high. I can't follow.
Now,
anything, man.
LSD users, I know you won't understand it.
LSD
Maybe
users will
won't
see
be
the
able
sounds.
to come.
They're like, "Man, all this blue and gray. Oh shit, these are pink."
That word just flew by me.
Okay, so the last movie that we have.
Oh
this
shit, we're
was
finally getting to the last
movie. I think I should have made the list shorter, but
You should have, man. I
whatever.
didn't think it was gonna go on that long.
I didn't even put in.
I would have picked 3.
I didn't even put in my little joke that I had in there just because I felt like it
Am I
lost its.
stealing your thunder?
I don't have thunder.
Okay.
He has a torrential downpour. It's called depression.
I have alcoholism.
Take that, depression.
But the last movie that we have on here is Epic Movie.
Oh god.
This was your.
This was my pick.
This was your throw in.
I saw it in theaters, and I was young, and very stupid, and in my early 20s. So there is an excuse. I saw it and I was like, this is the funniest shit ever.
They did,
I actually watched it last year.
They did 300 in there, right? Like they made fun of 300.
No, not the 300 because they made Meet the Spartans, which is guaranteed a horrible movie.
What was the Twilight one?
The Twilight one, Vampires Suck.
Sucked, yeah.
The movie was horrible. But no, epic movie. I saw it. I watched it again literally a couple months ago. And I said, "Oh God." I felt shame for the first time ever when it came to watching movies. I'm like,
Were you
Meet the
embarrassed
Spartans.
that you had seen it?
I was embarrassed, and it actually
you had
has
liked
really.
it?
It has good actors in it. Fred Willard's in it.
I mean, if you really want to get down to brass tacks,
Cal
I think
Penn's in it.
I think the only movie of those series that I really enjoyed was Not Another Teen Movie.
Well, yeah, that is a classic.
Yeah.
That's a classic. That one I can watch over
What was
and
the
over again.
horror one? I know what you did last summer.
Scary movie?
I still know what you did
Oh,
last Friday
God.
the 13th.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah, that's the one with, like, Tom Arnold.
With
Cedric the
Hellraiser.
Entertainer.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
Airplane's another one.
I can watch Airplane.
I don't
though.
think
I don't
Airplane
feel
did
sh-
well.
I don't
don't
feel
feel
like
shame
I've
watching
shamed
Airplane.
my forefathers
I
by
mean-
watching Airplane.
We all quote, Shirley, you must be joking. I'm not joking. Please don't call me
1,000
Shirley.
times.
Would you like
Right.
cream? No. I like it how I like my men. Black.
Which is
And
funny.
the boys' faces.
Like Barbara Billingsley speaking jive.
There's only 2 people in this house that drink coffee black, and that's
Me.
it's 2/3 of the crew tonight.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm a
the only
sugar
one
boy.
who drinks black coffee, alright?
Yeah, I like my sugar.
I've never hit a woman before.
I
but-
like
Who
my
else
I
drinks
like my
black
coffee
coffee?
like
You
I
do?
like
Me?
my women.
I don't.
I thought you
Sweet.
put
No.
Bad for my
in
health.
it.
No.
Well, I know your brother drinks it like so sweet. I call it dessert in a cup, but
I mean,
That's how it should be done.
the
No.
song.
Terry made my
you
joke.
mess
The
up
song-
the taste of
The song
coffee.
"Too Sweet" "Too Sweet" is literally me.
Well, I know you don't like desserts or cake or
I like it. I just thinks I have to be in a special place to enjoy.
See, my brother was saying he's
Pie.
not a cake eater.
I'm not a
is
cake
that your
eater or not a
is
pie
that your
eater.
special place?
Huh?
Pie.
Yeah, but I don't
Like
get
an apple pie, a fresh baked apple
He
pie.
doesn't get it.
High as a pie in the sky. You.
I wasn't going with that. I was going with the pie fucker thing, but
No.
whatever.
You know what?
Ew.
American Pie.
Oh.
Not the song, the movie.
ew. I like the yeah.
And Eugene Levy saying, "We're just gonna tell your mother we ate it."
He's the one consistency in
Yes,
all the
he
American
is.
Pie
Every
movies.
American Pie film. I
We
think there may have
liked
been one.
Eugene Levy way before he was cool.
Eugene Levy was.
There was a moment he was cool.
Well, when his son was doing
His son's
so
cool.
well.
His son, like,
His son's great. His
His
son is
son's amazing.
fashionable. His
I mean,
son's funny.
because of his son, Dad got us those shirts, Into the Wine, not the label,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is something I would have never thought Dad would have ever got us.
No,
Mm,
no.
yeah.
Dad's very woke.
Sometimes I like red wine. Sometimes I like white wine. That's my motto.
I had a Chardonnay one time.
Shit your pants.
Turned out that it was a Pinot.
Yeah.
Now I
Mirage.
like Chardonnay. I personally do. I like. I don't.
Or
I like.
Shiraz.
Moscato.
Of course, you would like Moscato.
I
Sweet.
love
I like
Moscatos.
Moscatos because they're sweet.
I
don't
love
know
pink
dry
Moscatos.
wine. Dry wine tastes like cardboard to me.
Your mom tastes like cardboard.
I'm,
Oh, hi, Mom.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Don't.
My old job.
Don't.
My old job, I was literally the wine guy because no one wanted to learn wine. Because wine
Now
is
he's still the wine guy, just with an H.
careful, you might get Joy to join us.
Oh, they were so funny today, whining at the dogs.
They were yelling at everything.
Well, you
Joy
got
scared
Joy.
the shit out of me.
Well, Joy's like standing on the seat and still reaching the window, and Siri is standing on the seat and still does not come up to Joy's head on the window.
All she knows is like there's noise going on in the
Yeah,
car.
well, she's not even looking out the window.
When Joy barks, Siri barks.
Yeah.
Siri can't see
Serious
shit.
is her mind says, I guess we're barking right now.
Yes, and,
She doesn't question it, she just goes.
and then when Joy started to stop, she got her back up and going again.
I'm just hoping.
Siri's like, no, you started this shit, we're gonna keep going.
I'm just hoping the phone doesn't die before we finish.
I think we're going pretty good though. So,
Okay, next section.
Yes.
We're finally on to part 2, I guess, after 47 minutes. Music.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I had you. I mainly had you do this. I think I only had one group or person
Yeah.
added to this list because music's more your expertise.
I'm versed in music, especially from the 90s on.
I think part 3, you and I had equal parts in that one, and then part 4, I just threw a whole bunch of stuff together because we are picky eaters, or were, and not anymore. Hey, Siri. Oh no, you're not Siri. You're Diva. Sorry, a black cat, black dog.
And they're the same size.
Under the sea.
But no,
Under the
my
sea.
first thing I would say would be Nickelback.
Nickelback's very first one.
Nickelback, when they came on the scene, and I'm not talking about like a
Look at this
Leader of
fucking
Men.
cat.
which was their like one of their early hits. But when they came out with How You Remind Me, they took America, the world by storm, and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And as they kept getting more and more popular, people started to hate them, especially elitists.
I like Patton Oswalt's take on Nickelback because he even said like people got so mad at Nickelback because they're sellouts, man. You know, all they do is their music for money and pussy.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Oh, they're so horrible. You know, if you could, you know, use your voice to make money and get pussy or dick, I'm not judging. Fuck yeah. I mean, we're all just trying to struggle to survive.
Well, here's the funny thing: the record label they were
Spread
through,
love, though not disease.
the record label they were through is Roadrunner.
Yeah.
You know who else is on Roadrunner?
No fucking clue. That's why I have you on the
Slipknot.
podcast. Oh.
Fear Factory, which those are the tunes that I'm confidently gonna say right now.
Well, did people start liking Nickelback again?
Recently,
Yeah,
recently
I
people
noticed
are
it.
like, yeah,
It's coming
tolerate
up
it.
in
mean,
the feed.
It's the people who
more.
hated them before. They're like, yeah, I'm just
But
gonna say
what was the reason for hating them?
because they were so popular, and that was kind of
That's a
kind
dumb
of,
reason.
Yes,
for
it is.
not
It's
liking
completely a dumb
something.
reason, but it's just what some people who like rock and metal do. They see a band that gets really popular, and Nickelback is very popular for writing very, not basic songs, but their tunes are their big hits are very
Yeah, like,
basic
swear to God.
chorded songs.
I will put you down if you knock that camera over.
But like Someday and Photograph and How You Remind Me. In fact, How You Remind Me and Someday are the same chord progression.
Well, winning formula,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
I mean, a lot of the musical decisions, might be made by a producer and
corporate,
not
yeah.
by the musicians themselves. Because I watch producers on YouTube show how they blend it and all that.
No,
And
but
it's complicated.
but people are realizing they're like, okay, you know, we gave so much hate to Nickelback, but they had some bangers. Another band is Creed.
Well, Creed is
Creed.
fourth on the list.
They had the same issues as Nickelback. They put out all these bangers that, you know, higher. Can you take me higher? Or What If, which is not as popular. What If is my favorite. That's the one that I enjoyed so much because
Scream
of the
3.
Scream 3 soundtrack. Then With Arms Wide Open, which I think, sorry Reginald, Reginald
Shame.
Penguin.
He might,
Stay
he
straight.
might be able to put. Well, I don't know. He might swing both ways. What kind of penguin is he, Sean?
He's in a deli.
Yeah.
Not sure actually.
You don't know your.
He's not an emperor.
He's a squishy.
I thought
I
you were
know
like.
they're like 3.5, 4 feet tall.
I thought you were like that kid from Atypical.
Mm,
Have you even watched Atypical?
I think I've seen it once.
Like the whole show?
No, I
once?
haven't seen the whole
Not
Or you, like, watched
everybody
an
is
episode once.
obsessive compulsive.
Why not?
Well, you take up most of that energy.
I mean, to be honest, I've still not finished Big Bang Theory because I know that when I finish it, it's gonna be over, and
And it'll leave you hollow.
yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of.
You got me onto it. How can you have not finished it?
Well, it's kind of okay. So the thing with Big Bang Theory, it's not like Friends. Like Friends, I rewatch every year. South Park, especially when they come out with a new season, I rewatch it every year from episode 1 all the way up to current. Yeah. It's
Their earlier
tradition.
episodes.
I've
aren't
only
as-
watched the Tom Cruise Mormon one.
Oh god, no.
No?
Tom Cruise
Oh,
Scientology.
There we go.
Scientology.
Which was actually
And a Mormon one.
yeah. Well, those are technically kind of.
Joseph Smith, he
They're
was a
very
Mormon.
similar.
Dum 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 dum.
I have been watching ex-Mormons
something
watch that
about-
episode. It's hilarious.
Or Butters.
Huh?
Something about Butters, but I don't
Well,
remember.
Butters.
Butters solo episodes are the best ones
Yeah.
because Butters is the embodiment of innocence. Like when he's apparently sent to a gay camp and he's bike curious.
Of course I'm confused.
Of course I'm confused.
I like his episodes.
And then of
too.
course remember the motorcycle one where he becomes bike curious.
I like the episode where he becomes a pimp.
Oh my god. Butter's bottom bitch.
Kisses for $5.
Yeah, the governor really likes her
That-
kisses.
That's another.
Who was he pimping?
Actual prostitute. First it was the
Sex
classmates.
worker.
That started
No,
off-
no. First it was his classmates for kisses, nothing more.
No, they're called
and then
prostitutes
actual
in the episode.
prostitutes, actual sex workers.
They're
were
called
saying-
prostitutes in the show.
Yeah, but they're sex workers.
You know what I'm
they
saying?
are.
Know what I'm saying?
Know what I'm saying?
No, I do know what you were saying.
bitch? Know what I'm saying, bitch?
Yes, I do know what you were saying.
What's the one where he's riding his bike and he's trying to get away from all the townspeople following him?
Oh, the poop that rode a pee?
Mm.
Or is it the pee that rode a poop?
It's the poop that ruined the pee.
Because it wasn't him that wrote it, it was the 4 boys that wrote it, and they just had butter.
They blamed it on Butters.
And it was because they read Catcher in the Rye, and they realized, because they were like, oh, this is such a controversial book, it got banned, it got, protest,
So they're like,
and so
we'll
they
make her
all
banned.
read it. They read it front to back, and they're like, I don't see what the problem with this. This guy's just a little bitch.
Yeah.
This is kind of a whiny
Golden
bitch. They're like,
Coffee.
if we're gonna write something that's just
Whiny
They
New
said they-
England type.
yeah, they said we're gonna write one that's so offensive it is gonna get banned.
Do you
And
know?
they did.
Do
And
you know
they
what the
blamed
most
Butters.
popular episode is?
What,
It's,
South
it's,
Park's
it is the
most
episode that got me to
popular?
start watching South Park. Make Love, Not Warcraft.
Oh, and that's one they regret.
Mm-hmm.
They do not like that episode that they put
Why?
out. It's because they felt it was cheap.
Well, they completely read that one, the one season, or I think it was 2 seasons, where they follow a story, which,
I loved it.
people shit on. Talking about second looks, there's people that hated that because it wasn't Matt and Trey best work, as they say. I like consistency. I like a story.
And when I actually had that consistency, it was like,
Remember, Barry? You remember? I remember.
I remember the last time.
You remember Back to the Future? I remember that.
Remember DeLorean? I remember.
Remember Toto?
I remember Dorothy. Yeah, it's honestly,
Yeah.
a PC principle.
Uh,
Everybody, we're just gonna go out here. That's a microaggression, and that's not right.
See, the thing is, Matt and Trey can get away with that shit. I think if you and I were to make something,
I think we would
even
be banned
at
before we
10% of what South Park did, we'd be ridiculed and tortured on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
How come they got away with it?
because they started it. They started the whole
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah, they're the reason why.
Pride of place.
They put Comedy Central on the map.
Yes.
If it wasn't for South Park, Comedy Central would be just in the wind.
Hey, I have a question.
Might have an answer.
On Adult Swim,
Yes.
Yes.
it was the stupid show about the French fries and the burger.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah, Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
My boss had a my old boss had a tattoo. He still does. He didn't get removed.
Oh, Chris.
Look at him and tell me he's from God.
No. Someone.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying names, but he has Aqua Teen Hunger Force on his calf, and it's like, I fuck with this
What was
guy.
that line? Tell me that's a thing. That's a thing made by mine. We gotta teach him some morals and.
He made me in his own image.
Oh, the meatball.
Oh yeah, I do. Meatwad.
There was
Meatwad.
meatball.
I do
right.
Meatwad's voice.
Yeah, but that's what I thought was funny when I first saw it, and then I went back to look at it, and I'm like,
Well,
that's some dumb shit.
It's funny. You can take Meatwad's voice and just do Nick Kroll's voice in Big Mouth.
There's a lot of
That's funny.
there's a lot of hatred on Big Mouth.
Oh well, I understand it, but at the same time, I'm like,
Why?
I don't know. Talking prepubescent vaginas.
yeah. Played by Kristen. No, not Kristen Bell.
Well,
Kristen
it's not
Wiig.
like
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
people who have prepubescent vaginas are watching it.
Kristen Bell played a
They
pillow.
shouldn't. Yeah.
A pillow that got fucked.
What
At
was
preteen.
the couch pillow or the couch
I don't know, some
cushion?
guy saying, "Yeah, Jay, come on over here." But no, the one who said, "Yeah, baby, I'm out of here," you know. That was the shower man.
Oh yes,
You
oh
mean there
god.
was a fuck the couch episode before it became a popular term?
No, fuck the couch pillow.
Yeah, fuck the couch. Fuck your couch. Let's move on to the next.
Music.
Before we get banned by episode 2.
Limp Bizkit. I'm just gonna go with Limp Bizkit.
Okay, yeah, let's go Limp Bizkit then.
Limp Bizkit was another band similar as Creed, similar as Nickelback, got so much hate.
A lot of similarities here, eh?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and now it's like people are like, man, Limp Bizkit's not that bad, you know? I mean, they have a shtick and they stuck with it.
You know what? I do not hate his version of Behind Blue Eyes.
No, it's actually not that bad.
It's not. It's different from what he normally does.
Well, remember, the first cover that they came out with was the cover of Faith by George Michael.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Oh, the cover's hilarious.
I mean, if we want to talk about songs, I fucking hate Lips of an Angel. Fucking hate that song with fiery passion.
I liked it when it first came out, but then...
Did you actually pay attention to the song?
No, I know exactly what the song is about. I knew what the song was about when I first heard it.
What's it
I'm like,
about?
Cheating.
Oh.
Literally all about cheating. Cutie pie, I will kill you.
It's really good to hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet. Coming from the lips of an angel, hearing those words, it makes me weak. And I never want to say goodbye. But girl, you make it hard to be faithful with the lips of an angel.
So there's one reason why I'm bringing this one onto our podcast. Has anyone ever heard of a ragdoll cat? This is a ragdoll.
Shaker. Okay. I raised her to be a rag doll.
She's a ragdoll cat.
I thought if I
You
shook
can
it
raise
long
them
enough,
to
it'd
be
stop
that.
crying. That was kind of right.
I did have I did have a Family Guy joke on here, but like.
But no, yeah, same thing as before. Limp Bizkit got so much hate, and I think they still get a little bit of hate, but I think people now realize what they are now.
You know, I think that is a perfect segue to the next person. I do want to bring this one up. Rebecca Black.
Yes. Oh my
Oh, I
God.
don't know who that is.
Friday.
Wasn't that a YouTube or
Yes,
a
back in
TikTok
2010, 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a YouTube tragedy. But here's the thing. She does a song called Saturday, and that is actually 10 times better.
A lot of her songs after Friday
because she
are
actually
really good.
can sing. In fact, wasn't she on like some game show or something like that?
I wouldn't doubt it.
The Voice show or something like that?
The
The
Voice.
Boys.
To be honest, after so many seasons of America's Idol and America's Got Talent,
I stopped watching after David
I
Asher
do
left.
like to
Oh,
check in.
David Cook.
When I hear that there's a golden buzzer, I like to check in.
That's America's Got Talent. But yeah, no, I agree with that. Rebecca Black got such a raw deal. She more or less got bullied by so many people because of just how. Because the song Friday is a very horrible song. It is not well produced. She was not a great singer at that point. She's become a very good singer. But yeah, Friday.
And she's pretty as hell.
Huh?
And she's pretty as hell.
Yes, very much so. But yeah, so what we got next?
Next would be Bass Hunter.
Bass Hunter.
This
I'm
was
gonna let
my
you go
pick.
on-
This
yeah,
was
that
my
your
pick.
I'm gonna let you
Now,
extrapolate and
wrong thing to put on camera.
go on that. I'm gonna get myself a refill, so I'm gonna let Titus take over.
I mean, I'll talk about Bass Hunter all night
Well,
long.
don't do that. Just
All night long, all night long. Okay. The reason why I personally put Bass Hunter on here is because I don't think a lot of people actually know who Bass Hunter is. Do you? Okay.
No.
So Bass Hunter was, when I grew up, I was really into like Europop, EDM type stuff. I mean, Eiffel 65, I had all their albums, and Blue Dabba, that was muy bueno. But Bass Hunter, he had songs like Doda, what was those? Let me give you a quick second, because I don't want to screw up any of his
You like
songs.
EDM, but you don't like K-pop? There's
I didn't
K-pop
say I
that's-
don't like K-pop.
Okay.
It's just at this point, it's kind of like when you force someone to eat diarrhea. They hate diarrhea after a while. Now you're
Do
okay.
not compare them to diarrhea.
Oh, good. The very first song, Doda. All I Ever Wanted. Now You're Gone. Bota Anna. Angel in the Night, which I didn't really care for that one. Now, the one that I'm going to bring up is I Can Walk on Water. And the reason why I bring that up is because it had been so long. It came out in 2008, before I even joined the Army. And I was really into bass hunter back in 2008. Actually, that's when I graduated high school. But it had been, I think, a good 15 years since I even listened to it. And then all of a sudden, my son, Killian, he was walking around the house and he was singing a song. I'm like, why does that song sound so familiar? And he's just going, I mean, he's singing it perfectly. And I'm like, what? And so I look up the lyrics for it that he's singing, which is, I will never be afraid again. I will keep on fighting till the end. I can walk on water, I can fly. I will keep on fighting till I die. And he kept repeating that over and over again. I'm like, why does this sound so familiar? So I type it in, and it's based on it. I'm like, this is 2022, 2023. So it blew my mind that my son's singing a song from my day.
What was it on animation on YouTube? Or
Oh,
something?
it had to be. I mean, the kid.
That's where he knows a
The
lot
kid
of
taught
songs
himself
from.
how to read.
Must have been something from Sonic.
No, this was before Sonic Face.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this I think. I mean, skippity toilet type shit.
All I did was show him how to blend vowels and
Well, he
consonants.
I mean, the kid's smart.
He knew.
I will brag on my son. I will brag on all my children, but I'm going to brag on my oldest right now. I'll save the other two for other episodes.
I ain't got
But-
kids. I have
Yeah.
dogs.
I'm the only son with kids, obviously, because Butt Pirate downstairs.
I
doesn't
am
have any
taking
kids.
applications though.
There was a point in time he
Gay
wanted.
people can have children.
Would you trust Mika to have kids? Exactly.
Not before, maybe now.
I love my brother. Maybe down the line.
That pause.
If him and his partner want to have kids,
I think they would make
Horrible
good
pause
parents.
that you gave, Mom,
I know.
was classic. Would you trust Mika to have kids? Silence.
I will say he plays the cool uncle very well. Like
He does.
Yes.
the kids want to play lightsaber battle, and they will go out to the
love
trampoline and the kids will jump around. Mika will do flips and hurt himself. I'm too old for that, so if I swear
Bless you, cat.
this is the fourth cat that's gotten close to knocking over the tripod.
The Dr. Seuss
We-
motherfucker.
We still got like 2 more cats.
I think they're called Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Because the first one that showed up on the podcast, on the camera, would be Anise, Jerky, and then Diablo, Diva, and now Cutie Pie.
We have a lot of cats because we have a lot of people living here. And everybody brought home animals.
It's because we like the smell of ammonia.
Also, I had one
Ah.
escape and...
You know
Get
what?
pregnant.
Let's move on to the last group.
Yes.
This was definitely one you threw in, and it's actually one I can talk
I can
about.
understand about it, yeah.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Honestly,
love the Backstreet.
it was honestly a guilty pleasure of a lot of people, and I don't care who you are. There are metalheads out there that know the words to everybody Backstreet Back.
It's just Backstreet
Korn,
Back.
there's a video of Korn, the members of Korn, singing that song.
There's Little Big. They do a cover of Backstreet Back.
Yeah, see? I used to dance to it.
I mean, I love Little Big. I don't know if you know who they are. They did the "My dick is big. My dick is very big. I say my dick is big. It's very, very big." No? Okay. Okay.
No, I happen to miss
Did
that
Sounds
one.
like a top 10 hit.
Did you? Oh, it was viral on TikTok and YouTube.
Well, so was the alien dancing and the baby.
Oh God.
So, you know,
The kids used to
viral
flush it
isn't
over and
necessarily
over again. But they also did a
You mean
song.
the dancing
Mark-
baby from Ally McBeal?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's
The dancing baby.
Yeah. You're yeah. That's who it is.
Wow,
Well,
we're
technically,
going,
it was
decades
before.
back
It was
now.
actually viral before Ally
I just
McBeal,
turned 60.
but Ally McBeal added it because it was viral.
she's doing fine.
But
Who are you again?
I personally think you would like their song "Dead Unicorn." Dead unicorn, dead unicorn. Oh.
Sometimes I worry about your
How
choice of
about
music.
Pearl Jam? Were they popular when
Yes,
They- yeah.
100%
Daddy
popular.
hated them, but now he loves them.
Actually, I don't think
He
Dad
hated
hated,
them?
them.
I don't
think Dad enjoyed them.
I can't remember
all
a
the
time
time.
Dad hated Pearl Jam because he introduced Sean and Jeremy. I mean that's
No, he did not introduce me to
He
Jeremy.
wasn't. We weren't allowed to
No?
listen to it in our cult.
Dad knew Jeremy.
No, it wasn't even the cult. Because Dad still listened to Garth Brooks and Kiss.
Well, the Colts episode 3.
It was a very eclectic mix because I literally like
Sorry.
my
Oh, no, it's
dad
fine.
used to listen to the Thunder Rolls
Thunder
and God of
roll.
Thunder.
I remember working at the pizza shop thinking a parody of that. It's a sausage roll. Just take one bite.
I got buttered rolls.
The taste will last all through the night. Oh, let your taste buds go out of control. Take another bite of my sausage roll.
I might have to make that one now.
We grew up listening to Weird Al to the point where when we'd go out to like the grocery store or ice skating and they would have I think we're alone now. I'm like, these motherfuckers stole from Weird Al.
You know the sad thing is, I actually have a meaningless award for being a parody artist.
A meaningless. Yeah, I remember. Oh no, yeah. It's all about the Eminem.
No, it was the Bong song.
Oh yeah. Bong, 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 bong,
Wait, what
yeah.
about Heidi, Heidi, Heidi Ho?
No, that wasn't that.
No,
that was just something I did
That was
for
something you did for the
school.
school.
That was.
Wasn't that a parody though?
I
Oh,
did
it's
that pro
definitely-
bono.
Well, I wouldn't say that's a parody. That was just.
It was added on.
It's
you know,
just
because
a hoedown.
And they
Well, you
expect
changed
you
the words.
Well,
to...
You always change the words.
Every hoedown has
Because
different
remember,
words.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
yeah,
don't-
I remember.
I don't know
that
if you
from
could call that a parody.
Whose line is it?
Yeah, that's exactly.
No, yeah, I think I won a award for the Bong song, and Britney Spears is such a slut, and everybody knows this. It's a song I regret singing,
Well, back.
but it was Britney Spears is such a slut, and everybody knows this. If
Yes.
you hear her songs enough, you know she's not precocious. If you hear some songs enough, Britney Spears is such a slut, and everybody knows this. It was when she was popular.
I know, but
Before
she
she
said
shake her
Before
head.
the shaved head and the baby.
Before she
daddy.
pissed on a ladybug. Oh no, that was also South Park. My
What
bad.
about the? Wasn't she on Wrecking Ball?
No, that's Miley Cyrus.
Cyrus.
Oh, okay.
Where she licked the sledgehammer.
Oh,
I
God.
No,
like
You know,
The
she
song-
didn't choose to do that.
Wrecking Ball.
The song
Or
was
did
good.
she choose to?
I
The
don't-
song was
I don't know.
good.
The song was good. The music video was kind of
Weird.
Well,
off-putting.
but it
Weird.
makes you remember the song, and that's the point.
I think I could have done without the sledgehammer licking.
Yeah.
Actually, I enjoyed College Humor's bit on that one.
Some
The
people
three
like
construction
to
workers.
lick sledgehammers. It's okay.
Okay, are these the people that you met
You're
when
gonna
you were
have
in
to
the
clear your
hospital?
browser history
No,
after this,
no,
Mom.
they used to hit cars with stuff, but
Sledgehammers.
yeah.
After they licked them.
I'm gonna be
No licking, no.
just
They
sledgehammer.
licked other things, and that's why they hit cars
Oh,
with
thank God I'm
sledgehammers.
drinking.
Know my name. Oh, wanna be
I
a
still get car
sledgehammer.
pictures from one of
This'll
them.
be my
He
testimony.
and his
Yeah.
son rehab or redo classic cars.
Kind of shocked I haven't had a piece yet.
But no, yeah, Backstreet.
Backstreet Boys. Backstreet Back.
See, if you've
what was-
heard our first episode, you know that we go on these rabbit trails and they are never ending. And it is just everything we do to kind of wrangle ourselves back to the fucking point.
Everything
And
I
we
haven't
do
said
is
much.
wrong.
We still don't get to the point.
Okay.
What's the
And it's
point?
not. It's
Oh,
not,
music.
It's not
Music.
his fault. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. Well, maybe it's your fault, but because we are your sons, so maybe you are to blame.
You know, it's funny because we're called the Brothers Grimm, but we haven't really talked about much depressing shit.
Yeah, we're the
I
Brothers
got
Grimm,
it.
and she's Mother Gothel.
And for those of you listening,
Thank
Grimm.
you.
Well, I mean, you could probably just check the
After
title.
she ate the
Mother,
plant. after she sang the song, right?
Sure,
Now,
yeah.
I mean, talking about music, you're really well versed and well knowledgeable. But everyone except for me apparently is very well versed in music. Me, show tunes, musicals.
You're like
Classic.
Rod from Avenue Q.
Jazz.
I've literally been watching nothing
Hi,
but like.
sitting down with my
Show
favorite book.
tunes.
Well, I was watching Moulin
Broadway
Rouge.
show tunes from
Rent.
the 1940s.
Let's see, Moulin Rouge, Rent,
I watched
Phantom of the
Rent
Opera.
with you.
I literally watched, not Rent, but I watched Moulin Rouge last night or the other night.
Across the
I mean,
universe.
across the
I had Camelot on Spotify.
I
Repo,
love
the Genetic Opera. Which,
Devil's Carnival.
I'm going to be completely honest. The music, although it is catchy, Alexa Vega is not that great of a singer.
She doesn't have to be. Everything else is just amazing.
I would
You,
give you credit
you don't
on
have
that.
to be a great singer
Who
to do
was she
musicals.
singing? Where was she singing?
Repo, the Genetic Opera.
Oh, yes, we saw that. It's a little scary, though.
Hydrate.
Billy.
Cidrate comes in a little glass vial.
A little glass vial.
Yeah,
little glass
I
vial.
enjoyed watching it. I don't know if they'll ever repeat it,
They better not.
but
But I mean, I'll sing. I'll break out in musicals. I'll start singing the Tango Maureen. She's a dark, dizzy merry-go-round.
And we already
She
explained
keeps
this in the
me
last
down.
episode. I'm the straight one. He's not the straight one, but he's not all the way gone. And then the other one's the hi.
I'm like
he
Captain
is
Jack.
not like
I'm
that.
like
He looks
Captain
like
Jack
a
Harkness.
lumberjack.
I'm like Captain Jack Harkness, and I'm an omnisexual. I'm just waiting for the day that we can go fuck aliens.
I'm just a lumberjack. Brawny, tough.
Smothering a pigeon under his arm.
No, that's just
That's
a fat
just the
roll.
smell.
But I think this is a good
More
time.
like a skunk.
I think this is a good time to jump to our third part.
Oh,
Since
we've got a third part.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry, people.
we got 4 parts.
Oh, sweet Lord, I am apologizing to everyone out there.
Do we need to
all
have
3
a
listeners.
podcast too?
No,
I mean,
we'll
we-
make them suffer.
We can technically split it up into 2 parts. So I mean,
But that just
episodes.
requires so much work, and I'd rather just have this be an extended.
you literally find the gap between our speaking. I mean, literally, we could cut this. You could cut this right here, and then jump into the next part for
Well,
part
that's
2.
what an editor is supposed to do.
We are poor. We don't.
We got
have,
a gerbil as an
We
editor. What are you
are
talking
our
about?
editors.
Our
Use
gerbil's,
CapCut.
our
That's
gerbil's
what
been
everybody
missing
on-
ever
that
since
does
Richard
their
Gere
fan
got
fiction
here.
on
Yeah, but you get the
using
little
CapCut.
watermark, and I'm too cheap for that. Now, I mean, this would be a good time to bring up that we do have a Patreon.
It's not on yet.
Not yet, but I mean,
But-
we have it created. You have it created, right?
Yes.
Okay, it's
It
created.
is created.
It's just not set up properly. But
And
once,
we will be going with merch. We will be having a logo unveiling.
And
we'll
they'll be doing an OnlyFans.
I already have an OnlyFans, but you're not gonna find my name under Titus Crescent. That's
I'll
for
eat
damn
it.
sure.
bucket of KFC. Give me $5. I'll do it shirtless. Give me $10. I'll keep my shirt on.
Thank you.
I
We all thank you.
just take electrodes and shove them to my nipples, and every time I die in Elden Ring, it shocks me. That first boss, man.
What's
I've
that
got
food
something buzzing, and I'm not showing you where. Oh God!
But I will say that is a great segue for part 3, which
Oh,
is
God.
video games.
That's a segue.
I
Oh, okay.
can't
I thought you were
open
talking
this
about what
one.
I said. I'm like, that's not a segue.
Literally,
Okay, that
games
okay,
is
okay, okay.
Just
That's all,
video
folks.
games or all kinds of games?
Well, I'm not gonna do.
In the
board-
words of Perky Pig.
I mean, if you really want.
Piss off.
What was the name of Monopoly before it was Monopoly? Anyone know?
Landlord.
Yep.
Why do I fucking know this shit?
Because it's someone in your life who really likes board games.
That is true. Shout out to that person.
ADHD.
Not diagnosed with it, so.
I am. I was diagnosed at 4.
Yeah. They were trying to figure out what was wrong with you, and there's like, the eldest son, he's perfect. He's
They kept
fine.
trying to pull you off the furniture.
Well, I had a medical thing back when I was like 2.5, where my hair started falling out. I stopped walking. I was throwing up, couldn't keep food down. So you guys
18 months.
shoved skinless chicken and grape juice down my throat, and I hated it for a long
Grape juice
time.
is
I
awesome,
love it
yeah.
now.
Grape
I
juice is
love
amazing.
chicken and
Well,
rice.
there you go.
I love chicken and
That's
rice.
seconds.
Yeah, I love chicken and rice now. I love grape juice,
Yeah.
not grapefruit juice.
Well, they said
My medication doesn't let me.
you had white grape juice
Oh, okay. Well, I
with
mean,
no colors. We couldn't put anything artificial into you, or you would. It took you quite a while to relearn the law.
and now I'm
Yeah, to
bringing
join
you
the army,
something
get
that's
stuff
like
artificially put into them. Good old America.
I
as
can't.
long as you aim properly.
You know, I can't count the amount of shots I got when I was in the army. I do remember the peanut butter shot. That shit hurt.
Dad got that too. Bubonic plague.
No.
Wasn't it a spinal tap that we saw you do?
Yeah, no, you were there for when they were shoving electrodes in my spine. Yeah.
That was an
We-
amazing
we
event. It was a
recorded
family
him
vacation for us.
I was-
Because we wanted
I was
to
12.
We even brought Johnny.
make him laugh about it because they were shoving electrodes in his back.
I had one of those
Oh, yeah.
cheap ass little
So-
MP3 players.
Yeah, yeah. we
The one that
recorded it.
kind of.
It literally was the size
Yeah.
of a
It looked like
Tamagotchi.
that.
And the poor doctor didn't get us, so he was horrified. And I'm surprised he didn't call family.
Well, Sean picked me
court.
up. I was spending the night over at John and Kate's house because they were like my second home away from home, and Sean picked me up, took me there. We were waiting. I mean, you guys were coming, and Sean had that MP3 player. And wanted to record me getting needles shoved
Yes,
into
I
my
did.
spine, and that shit hurt. And then they shocked me, and as a 12-year-old, that's torture. That was straight up torture. And you guys are just as I'm
You laughed too.
No,
So,
not at
any
the
woman
time.
who's ever been with AJ, you probably are familiar with that sound.
You've at least heard.
I never pegged him for that kind of person, and you must have.
Someone's pegged me. I'm Moxie.
What's his wife's name?
Millie.
Millie.
That's a hell of a boss.
And that's
Or-
where
yeah.
Brendan goes.
That person
Does
called
Millie
me
ever
a
peg you?
possum.
Sometimes.
I am not a possum.
Has Millie ever pegged you?
Sometimes.
I knew it. Oh, jeez.
Who says I'm not a possum? Is that Moxie?
yeah.
No, that, a
That's
woman
just-
called me a possum.
That's his favorite line. That's his
I am
favorite line.
not a possum.
At Comic Cons, when people ask you ask the crew what their favorite line is, he always says, "I am not a possum."
He's
Richard Horvitz
That
is
is
an
just
amazing
such a
voice actor.
amazing group.
I
of
wish I could
people.
use that same voice and make money, but I can't because
Yeah.
he's got that voice.
That's just his voice. He said that Moxie is the closest thing to his actual voice that he's ever done. So,
Well, Comic Con is March.
in Indy, yeah.
In
Yeah, in Indy, he's not in that one,
It's
but Brendan Rogers
$38.
is. Brendan Rogers will be there, and so will Katie Seagal. And I don't care if she's 70
Woo,
years old.
she
That
still
woman
looks
is
good.
still.
She's got the
fit
same
as
fucking
hell.
voice.
She got the same. frickin'
There's no
body, dude.
raspiness. It's yeah. The only difference is she's got a couple more wrinkles.
I want to touch Peg's hiney.
I bet you do. But I think we should move
Lots
on
of
to.
people.
I think we should move on to the third part, which is video games. And the very first one I have on the list is Fallout New Vegas, especially with the success of the TV show
Yes.
that I've been trying to get everyone and anyone to watch. I even made a deal with Dad to watch Ganyan Creature as long as he watched Fallout. And you liked Fallout, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's a really
You
well
like
made
Guardians?
show.
Young Song Creature is really good.
It is.
though.
I know. Yeah. No. I was.
It has
I
Park Seo-joon
I was in
in
a
it.
different headspace under the influence, I guess you could say, when watching that. So from watching season 1 to season 2, I really thought I was watching a different show because Dad left the room when season 2 started, and because there's, I mean, how long has it been since that show came out? 2
It's
years?
just 2
1 year?
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert, there's an 80-year time jump. So, when you're watching something that's based in, before cars were being used, and what dynasty was that in?
Joseph.
The Joseon. Okay. So, when you're watching that, and then all of a sudden there's, tall towers, sports cars, LED lights, and you're like,
The
this is all
hamburger.
connected. Yeah, no, it's all connected. It's a good. I will say. We're not getting paid to say this, but I will say that Gang.
Yang Song.
I'll just let you say it.
Yang Song.
It's a good show.
I'm learning to read Korean. Hangul.
I'm not.
It is hard.
I still try to learn English.
Well, I'm trying to get. We got Dad to watch the first episode of Soul Lovely.
That was
You liked it, didn't you?
I really did enjoy it because I'm a D&D.
It's an amazing animation.
It's D&D. It literally is D&D with a video game twist to it.
Yeah, and it's. I read the manhwa when it first came out, and I followed it chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter all the way up to chapter 200. Which is how many chapters, and the guy got sick, and yeah, there was a gap, but it was so well done, and when they announced it 3 or 4 years ago that they were going to turn it into an anime, I got really hyped for it. Now, this was also around the time that you guys got into Korean stuff. Is there a cat back there?
There's a cat there.
Which
There's
one?
a cat.
Which one?
He's stuck.
He's stuck, AJ.
Who?
Titus. I mean,
I'm Titus.
that's No, I was saying AJ, and then I said Titus. Is it the ragdoll one?
Yeah, it's the ragdoll. She got stuck. Okay, I'm back.
Fuck it.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Well, why is Las Vegas one not good?
New Vegas.
New Vegas.
It's.
I mean, I love Fallout 4.
Oh, that's right. You watched Mika play it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
But Fallout New Vegas, it was actually done by a different company than Bethesda.
And they rented the rights to it? Oh.
No,
Okay.
with the success of Fallout 3 and all that stuff, they wanted to make another game, but they didn't want Bethesda to be doing it because I think Bethesda was working on Skyrim at the time. They were in the midst production of that. So what they did was they got what was the company name? Yeah, Obsidian. Yeah, which is a great company. They do great. And they it was done for cheap. And Aaron Paul's in it.
So is Matthew Perry.
There's a lot of people in it, actually. I mean, if you were to look at the voice actors, you know at least. Gotta at least have one cough.
No, we've had 2. This is the second cough we've had.
So, but the thing is, what makes it different from the other Fallout games is it does role playing very well. Your decisions actually matter. Where if you play Fallout 3, you can pick whatever faction.
You're gonna end up
you
pretty
can,
much.
You can have. Fallout 3 had the karma. And
Oh, that's the third one.
Yeah.
We're doing better this time.
Yeah, but Fallout 3 had the karma where it's like if you did good, your good karma would go up. If you did bad karma, and you had different options on how you can earn money. There's one where you had to collect ears if you were bad, and you're just killing people. Ears, yeah, right.
Oh,
Ears.
Okay.
Was
You mean like a bounty? So if I
Fallout
show that
3.
you have the ears.
I haven't played all Fallout New Vegas.
I'm talking about 3.
I haven't played 3.
I have the wrong brother on this podcast. I guess.
I only saw Fallout 4.
Okay, so Fallout 3, it had a karma system. Fallout 4, you could go with the railroad, you could go with the Minutemen, you could go with the
There was a thing
Institute.
though. I mean, if you went with one, you had to destroy the other.
But the thing is, it did not change the ending at all.
That's true. Yeah,
Like
the
it
ending
didn't
would be
matter.
the same.
Like
Right.
you could kill people, and it did not really change the story. If you went with
there's
Father,
There's
spoiler alert.
certain things that you can do in Fallout 4
but
that will change certain aspects.
yeah, but I mean, the basis of the ending is still the same with
Not
Fallout
if
New
you side
Vegas.
There's one side that if you side with, you're not going to have the same result.
I mean,
It's true.
someone's getting destroyed.
Well, yeah.
And then after, it's like, okay, so Fallout 3, after you clean the water.
It's Megaton, right?
Yeah, well, no. Megaton's the first city you go
I'm
to in
gonna
Fallout
have to
3.
get off.
Are you?
I have to go take my pills.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine.
It was nice meeting everybody.
Yes.
Today that show.
Love you guys.
Love you too, Mom.
Fallout?
No, yeah, I watched the last one.
Solo Lovely? Or Weak Hero? Something.
We're getting back into the scene. Thank you. That was our mother as our guest.
She lasted almost an hour and a half.
She almost
so-
lasted an hour and a half. As long as it lasted
You
last
thought
week.
I was gonna fall asleep.
It would have been funny as hell. I would have been like, we're like, let's play with her hair.
I mean, we could have. I think I had dog treats somewhere. We could, put them on our nose. To
Well,
see
there's
how
the
many we
thing
could
where you can
snap.
place cheese on people when they're sleeping, and I would have totally done that.
But so New Vegas, the way it was made, your choices actually matter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, I will.
So what's the second take part of it?
Oh, a lot of people when they played it, they played just for the gameplay,
Yeah.
and they didn't care for it.
Oh,
The thing is,
yeah.
the game was not made about gameplay; it was made about story. So if you actually paid attention to the story, you find out that it's a really well done game. So well that even the Fallout show has basically made it canon.
Yeah, and that's
New
same
Vegas.
time.
We're gonna
Same-
get New Vegas in season 2. We're also gonna get Macaulay Culkin in season 2,
Yes. Oh God.
and then maybe season 3, Kieran Culkin,
Maybe.
maybe, and then some Hemsworths.
We could do without.
But yeah, we can move on to the next game.
Solo what?
Solo Leveling. You're not gonna find it on there. It's an anime.
What was
It's
it on?
on Crunchyroll. If you go to HDMI 1, my PlayStation's connected to it. You just go to Crunchyroll for that. Unless you can get Crunchyroll on your TV, highly doubt it. Because, unless you have an Apple TV. Maybe a Sony TV. But the next game is Biomutant.
Yeah, I've never played.
Now
it.
the thing is, I don't remember how it was when it came out. I just know that it ended up becoming free on PlayStation Plus probably about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago, because my memories on my Facebook came up and showed one of the cats that I had upstairs watching me beat the game. But it's it's kind of wonky, and it's kind of the things are it repeats itself. But the thing I liked about the aspect of the game is that, like crafting in Fallout 4, you got to craft your stuff and make it better and all that stuff. And you play, you're a furry. You're basically a furry. You don't know what kind of, you might be a badger. Badgers, we don't need no stinking badgers. Call back to the very first movie that we mentioned.
For those out there, our cough count is up to 4 now.
So it's free, huh?
Huh? Crunchyroll. Oh, shite. Well, I mean, I'd have to log in because I don't think you have my login stuff. Shout out to Crunchyroll. I love your anime. Also, H-Diet for a minute.
I know.
the
I
anime
know
shout
plenty of
out.
people who like Crunchyroll.
I mean, I could go for some sushi right now. Our bank account's at 3. But Biomutant was one of those that
4.
Yeah, that got looked over, and when I played it, I beat the game. I've played it a few times now, and it's a game that if you saw the trailer for it or you saw whatever, and didn't care for it, and you're like, yes, I will say give it another try. It's really well done, especially when you beat it. It's got like a Chinese Buddhist fighting style to it with guns. And swords. Well, you could call them swords. I mean,
Guns don't kill people.
you're literally a
That
little
dude.
creature, and so when you're fighting with a wrench, the wrench is the size of a bastard sword. But you know what? That leads me to my next one.
Actually, can I interject?
Yeah.
one?
Go for it.
Infamous.
Rejection.
That's actually a great segue
I-
for the next game too.
I
But
really loved playing Infamous for the PlayStation. I got so into it. It was a game I could play all the time.
did you ever play Second Son?
No, I never played Second Son.
I like
But
Second Son.
I'm basing this on the first Infamous game. When I played it, it was so amazing. I loved the graphics. I got a PS5 and I started playing it because it was like
You got a PS5?
I had a PS5.
When'd you have a PS5?
The time before now. And I started playing Infamous
You think
again.
you know a guy.
And I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh man, because the graphics are so lackluster.
They were good for the
controls are
time.
lackluster. Yeah, for the time they were great. But
Yeah.
getting back on it, I'm like, man, I love the story, but God, these controls suck.
I think Infamous 2 was better than Infamous 1.
I
mean,
think the story
was good in
first
Infamous
one
1,
was best.
but Infamous
But
2
Infamous
carried
2
on
carried
and
on.
did really well. You start off, I think, in Louisiana.
It was a New Orleans
New
kind of
Orleans.
mentality. Like, they never straight up said, yeah, you're in Louisiana. But
Where's New Orleans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But they never say you're in Louisiana. They never say you're in New Orleans.
No, they don't say it.
It's
but
kind of like
they
Grand Theft Auto.
But when you watch the big beefy dude travel,
Yeah.
between each like chapter or whatever, they show how close he's getting to you. So I mean, it's a map of the actual states.
Fair enough.
And then Second Son takes place in Washington.
Yeah.
And I mean, they straight up say, like you're running on a road, and they did
Seattle.
Yeah, the
They actually
highway.
tell you an actual place,
Yeah.
whereas the first two games gave you a fictional place, almost like Grand Theft Auto.
And the main character for Second Son, he's Native American.
Yeah.
He's indigenous and all that stuff. Which, if you've ever been to Washington, you've got a lot of Native American places up there. Actually, love the casinos up there. In not Walla, not Yalla.
So that segue from
Yeah,
Infamous
segue.
goes to your next one.
So that leads me to one that I just recently discovered. I've played at least 13 hours of it so far, but it's a big ass game. It's called Forspoken, made by the same. It's got the same feel too, but better animation, obviously. Let me. Oh, hey, everything's right here. But Forspoken is a really, really good game. It's big. It's huge. There's a craft, not a crafting aspect, but like adding modifications to your equipment. I mean, if you're one of those people who like to collect weapons and gear and all that stuff, necklaces and capes and all that stuff, it's a good game to play. And when it first came out, it did not do so well. I guess I was reading reviews. But I will say this: if you can play the game and get to chapter 5. That's when everything just goes balls to the walls, crazy fun time. I gotta remember my.
I have to remember that for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I showed you the play work.
When it comes to video games, he's the one I usually defer to. I do enjoy playing video games. I play like Fallout 4, Elder Scrolls, Oblivion first, and then Skyrim, because Oblivion has a better storyline, in my opinion. But no, I enjoy playing video games. I enjoy the Evil Within series.
Oh, that's a hard one too.
Yeah.
Actually,
I did the first one on their like hardest level because I was going through a very like achievement driven. Like I was like, I have to get all the achievements, so I did. I was like, okay, let's get the achievements. Number 5. So you out there, get your cough counters.
Yep. Give me a quick second. I have to remember
Oh, that's fine.
passwords.
But yeah, no. But yeah, he's doing the.
Oh,
He was the one doing the video games.
really? That's the
But
password?
yeah, no. From everything from Fallout, Skyrim. I'm a big Bethesda fan. I love the Dishonored series. Even the Death of the Outsider was a good one.
That's actually on the list.
Yeah.
That's right under Oh. Give me one quick second. I have to use the latrine.
Well, I can go on to the Death of the Outsider.
Yeah, you can talk about that
Yeah.
too yourself, you crazy person.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. No, for those out there, Death of the Outsider is pretty much a sequel to Dishonored 2, which I didn't get as received well as Dishonored 1, but it still had a very interesting playthrough because you could play as Corvo, or Corvo's daughter Emily, and then Rosario Dawson, who did an amazing job. Because I believe she was in the DLC from Dishonored, and Dishonored 2, and Death of the Outsider. So it was a very well done game. But after recent playthroughs, you're like, man, it's still missing something. And that's what I wish that they did more with it. I wish they extended it more because they released it as its own game. Sorry, I've been drinking a little. Got some coconut rum and cherry coke. It actually tastes really good. But the next thing we go to is Grand Theft Auto, and he's going to come out there and he's going to give me his spill on things. But Grand Theft Auto, we played that when we were younger, and it was the top-down game, and you had all those different factions. You had your rednecks, you had your Yakuza, and you're doing all the missions, and you're just trying to make sure that you get everybody to like you. And it really, really went to a point that you were doing all these missions, and it didn't really get any better until 3. And Grand Theft Auto 3 was such a good game. I mean, amazing missions, especially when you unlocked the tank and you were able to just start annihilating everything. And I know that my brother has thoughts on Grand Theft Auto because I believe he was the one that put it on there.
I am the one that put on Grand Theft Auto.
So what makes this the second take?
Okay, the reason why Grand Theft Auto is on there as a second take, because I remember playing Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Never played San Andreas.
Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 4, and I think the only one I've not actually played is 5, and that's not my fault.
Well, they also had Liberty City stories
Oh,
and
that's
Vice
right.
City stories
Yeah.
too.
I don't think I played those either.
I actually did.
How were they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But did they not have a good story or something?
To be completely honest, I don't even remember the stories of those. That's how kind of lackluster they were.
I mean, that's kind of why I had it in parentheses. Most, if not all, just because there's some I don't care to remember. Not that I don't care to remember, but I mean, San Andreas, whew, mwah, muy bueno. Which I think I only got into that.
Couldn't you actually swim in that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing you could actually swim.
You also could build up your stats. You could
Yeah.
work out and all that fun stuff. I think that was a really well done game.
Rockstar has a thing about people not swimming. You got Red Dead Redemption and you got Grand Theft Auto. They're like, if he steps in water, he's fucking dead.
I mean, it might have something rooted in racism. I'm not sure.
John wasn't black though.
But I mean, you could go all the way back to the original Grand Theft Auto, which actually had a story to it.
Yes.
And so replaying it again as an older person, giving it a second look, that's when you realize, oh, there's a whole lot more to do. That I guess I didn't really pay attention to as a child because I was
we were
a
young.
child.
Our thought was, I'm gonna run over the hooker.
Or I'm gonna find all the cheat codes, write them down because
Well, cheat codes weren't as prevalent as they were like in Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto 3 is when you got the tank, and when you had all when you got
3 sets of weapons.
The unlock where you got all the weapons, and the unlock where you got unlimited money, the unlock of not losing anything. So you get your wanted status all the way up, and you're like, yep, I'm gonna have fun with this.
I just gotta fill.
Top off.
Even though the password is incorrect.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. That's what my Crunchyroll told me it was. Give me a quick second again. Actually, it might be.
So what he's saying is, when he played Grand Theft Auto, the earlier games, he realized, wow, there's a very entrapping storyline to those games instead of just run the hooker over and take the money. And that's the thing about a lot of games when you play them as a younger person. You're like, oh, shoot, shoot, kill, kill. And that's kind of the whole main thing about it all, which shoot, shoot, kill, kill brings me to our next game, which probably might get, it's a hot take from me, but it's Wolfenstein for the Xbox 360.
Right, that is on there.
I enjoyed it, but as a game that has gotten so much hate, like, no, you can't play that on the Xbox One or the Xbox One X. It's not backwards compatible anymore.
What was the one that
never was
before Wolfenstein? What was the one that we were playing on like PS2?
The Return to Wolfenstein?
Yes. Oh my! So that was a good one.
It was a good game.
Amazing
good game.
Well, back when we were in the church, or as Mom likes to
we're
refer
like
to it,
killing Nazis. That's the American way.
That's the American dream out there.
But yeah,
a lot of the people in the
Blazkowicz.
church would play the original Wolfenstein on PC.
That or Medal of Honor.
No, Medal of Honor. Well, we had Eric, who was really Eric and David.
I went to Eric's house to play Medal of Honor, and he would kick my ass because he knew he could kick my ass, and he's like, "We're gonna play multiplayer." And so we would go there. The little bastard would get a sniper rifle, and he would just shoot me out of nowhere. I'm like, "I'm dead again." I think I killed him maybe once out of all the times we ever played.
David was very similar. Eric's brother, was very similar in that aspect. It wasn't until Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out, and that's when I would kick ass.
Yep.
And I really like that because that had sort of an RPG aspect to it.
Yes, it did.
Where you could do you play multiplayer, you can play online.
But once again, this is going to be a hot take that I think Call of Duty is overrated.
I will say this: Black Ops and their zombie campaign is
I've
fun.
heard that the zombie
It's fun.
campaign is just top notch, but it's pretty much a
But,
rinse and repeat
I mean,
storyline.
every now and again, Fortnite releases their zombie one.
Another rinse and repeat shit.
Yeah, but my son loves it, so
Well, that's fine. You can love it all he wants, but
he would do
yeah, I
chores.
will call a spade a spade. It's a rinse and repeat storyline, and usually the games like that, I'm not drawn to them anymore.
Well, I guess Marvel just released their new game to combat Overwatch 2, and it's kicking ass. I hear it's really good. I haven't gotten to play it because I normally don't do multiplayer because I'm more of a solo player myself. Oh, that was the right password. Cool.
Well, speaking of solo players, another solo game is the Assassin's Creed series.
Do you remember your first Assassin's Creed game?
My first Assassin's Creed game that I tried. I still never played it all the way through. I'm going to be honest.
What's it called again?
Assassin's Creed 2.
Solo leveling.
I started playing and I'm like, what the hell is with this game? Because I was so used to certain controls, and usually when you're playing multiple games, you're trying to play the same kind of games that have the same similar controls. But then I played it again, I'm like, oh, this ain't that bad. And then
Which
the
one would
later
that
game,
be?
That was Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
But but then the Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla came out, and those were, with the Assassin's Creed fandom, they hate them. For a majority of them, they hate them because it's very RPG driven. It's it's very story driven too, but at the same time, it gives you a free open world narrative, and they hate that for some reason. They don't like that formula.
I know. Do you know who Danny Mata is?
Yes.
He will go to bat for Assassin's Creed. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Assassin's Creed's an amazing game. Every single game I played, every single one. And I mean, again, Assassin's Creed 2 was my first one that I borrowed from our pastor's son. Crazy, right? Yeah.
Honestly, is a great game. It's got a storyline that's amazing, and
Honestly, Odyssey. Is that what you said? Honestly,
Odyssey is my favorite game out of it because one, I do like the Greek gods, mythology and everything.
You're on episode 2.
Assassin's Creed,
Okay.
let that get kind of bled into the story, and I love it. And of course, their DLC brought more into it, where you have Cerberus and you're talking to Apollo, and it's just such a fun game.
Again, talking about Apollo and Cerberus and all that stuff. Have you given Epic the musical a listen to?
Yes, I have.
All of it?
Not all of it.
They just released last part of the saga.
Have to check it out.
Of course, anyone who is an Odyssey fan, the Odyssey, Homer's The Odyssey, it ends differently than the actual Odyssey, and I mean a lot of it is different.
You gotta keep it interesting.
Well, I mean you don't want to rinse and repeat, as we've talked about. But I mean, especially anyone who listens to podcasts has probably listened to Epic the Musical, and I will give them a shout out because he does amazing work.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge Hernandez, I think is his name,
Mm-hmm.
or Jorge or George. I had a
No, we'll just say Jorge. We don't. Hey, George, how you doing? It's Jorge.
You remember Jorge from church? He did not mind whether you called him Jorge or whether you called him George.
I do vaguely remember him.
Yeah.
But
He's a
still.
cool dude, long hair, long beautiful locks. As Dad's watching Solo
So the
Leveling.
next one.
Did we watch past episodes yet?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
we're
the
not
next one will be
missing
Force Unleashed.
Yep.
Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
Not
Now
Unleashed.
I can't say anything about number 2. We'd have to have Mika involved
Yes,
in this.
he's our Star Wars aficionado.
I mean, I like Star Wars. I can't say I like Star Wars as much as the next person. 'Cause,
Star Wars is heroin for our younger brother.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's how it was. Star Wars Episode 1. That's the
Our
generation
brother
he was.
bleeds, cries, ejaculates midichlorians.
He was, how old was he? When Episode 1 come out?
Episode 1 came out, I believe, in 99?
Okay, so he was like 2.
2000.
And he really
He watched it so much, and he'd watch it in French so he could learn the French way to speak. Which I think he doesn't know a lick of French now.
No, my favorite thing is when
He'd be like, avant-garde!
when he got lightsaber toys for Christmas, and we had a trampoline. He would jump on the trampoline with 2 lightsabers. He can crisscross, and he did it so well that he never touched himself with the. Okay, that sounds wrong. The lightsaber never touched him.
I mean, that's probably why he does really well with kids. Whenever they're like, Uncle Beach, can we play
But he's not gonna
lightsabers?"
take it easy on it. He's like, oh,
No.
fuck these kids up.
He will push them off.
He'll
They'll
go
go
full
down.
Darth Maul on their ass.
But Force Unleashed, a great game. I mean, the guy's so powerful that they're like, you're not canon. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, that is true. Didn't they do that? They were like, nope, sorry.
Star Killer.
Yep.
Sorry,
You're such a good character. We just can't let you ruin the brand. We gotta have someone who's a little suckier.
I mean, he was one of Darth Vader's like Padawan. Is it?
Apprentice.
Apprentice. We would need Mika for. I think we could do a Star Wars episode and we'd have Mika.
Maybe the
involved in that
4th.
one.
May the 4th be with you.
No, the fourth episode's D&D.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, well, for those of you listening who stuck around this long, we're having a D&D podcast for episode 4 because my stupid mind says D is the 4th letter. Let's do a D&D thing, and it'll probably be broken up into parts. I do have my buddy who's actually been my DM.
Maybe we'll just have
before.
an, every 4th episode, we'll just have a
Well, we
D&D.
can, I mean, we can do like how they do, like on the D&D podcast. I don't know about the next one. It's going to be more story-driven. It's going to be comedy because him and we play really well off each other.
Yes.
I think the last D&D that we did together, I played Boswick Stonefoot, the dwarf sorcerer. He is of the Boswick, or the Stonefoot merchants.
And I was
Stonefeet.
Gideon Thornwood, half-elf rogue. And this was from a campaign. This is
Your
based off of
your birthday campaign too.
Oh yes, it was.
It was for your birthday.
Yeah, our DM has done this campaign for over 2 years, I believe. It may be 3. But every time we play, it's just always good. His name's Chris. And he does an amazing job of DMing, and he lets us kind of create our own chaos.
Yeah,
Even though he's like,
very-
here's the storyline, here's the finish line, and we're like, we're just gonna go the other way.
I mean, I was very chaotic that episode.
Yes,
I
he
wasn't
filled in
even
for our
drinking
other
either.
chaos
I was-
gremlin, who goes by the name of Whisper Echo. We're up with 6, so everybody on the cough counter, mark it down to 6.
I wish we could just put a little number
Yeah, I know.
right up here.
That's gonna be a T-shirt. The cough counter.
Cough count.
The cough counter.
The CC. Not credit cards. But I think
Actually, we're gonna get a little stick that just says cough counter. And when it gets to 10, we'll just have like confetti blow out all over the place.
we get like one of those old basketball red dot thing
Yeah,
in the
no,
back.
yeah, where it's
And
like
every cough it's tick.
the cough counter.
That's some merch right there too.
Yeah. Hey, we're thinking marketing right now. We'll probably forget it, but thank God that we're recording.
Well,
So-
I mean, we were talking because we've already got our. I guess for layman terms, we have our personas.
Yeah.
We got our penguin. What kind of penguin are you?
I'm an Adelie penguin, and if you don't know about them, they're horny little bastards.
If you want reference, watch What the Fuck 101 episode, whatever. They
Yeah,
talk
it's the one
about
where
it.
they talk about the cute animals like sloths, dolphins,
Fuck you.
and penguins.
I like penguins though.
Penguins are-
I like the sloth one. Not that bad.
Yeah, no, but
like-
this is
like-
my penguin. I mean, honestly, it's just.
As my squirrel over here is just fucking the mic.
It's actually very comfortable. Like, you know,
Do you cuddle it every night?
you damn right I do, actually. You know what?
Whatever happened to the penguin with the scarf that you had?
She's somewhere in storage right
Because
now.
that penguin is really similar to my Squire here. Squire, my little Squire squirrel right here. He's actually a Beanie Baby.
That's a second take right there.
I didn't name him Squire. I mean, if I was gonna name him anything, it'd been like Adric Bushtail. Well, Adric Bushtail is another D&D character I played. I had my buddy Pat, who's going to be doing the DMing for our D&D episode. He homebrewed, him and my buddy David homebrewed a character called the Weavers, which I think Weaver is Welsh for
Sure.
squirrel. And so, of course, I had a character who was a Weaver, which was a human squirrel type character.
Is there an actually race of squirrels now?
I
I don't think they have them now. I think the
I don't
newest
have
race that they've
I don't
talked
have
about
a
is the
book
Hurricanes.
about it. I mean, I have like 7, 8 D&D books, and I don't think
Well,
there's.
I think the newest character they've got are the turtle folk and the
Yeah,
rabbit folk.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was like 2 years ago that they came out with that.
Possibly.
So,
Time is kind of a
but
abstract thought.
I had a character named Adric Bushtail, and he spoke in a Russian accent.
Russian
And he was
accent.
a 6'5" weaver, 230 or 260 pounds.
He had nuts the size of coconuts.
He didn't have a tail, but he had a tail sleeve, so it looked like he had a tail, and he had a fear of heights.
Of course, naturally.
Which, the funniest thing that happened during that campaign is one of the other guys, who's, I'm pretty sure, drunk or high, who knows, who thought it was a great idea to throw the squirrel up into the air, and he got a nat 20, and he threw me 30 feet up into the air. Yeah, we're getting ready to do our last part, which I think we can
Got
do in about
7
6
minutes. You think we can do that?
I think we can do it in 6 minutes.
You
It's
think
food.
we can do it in the 6 minutes? Okay.
think we do.
So we're gonna do a fast round. This is our last topic because I really just want to hit it at the 2-hour mark so I can spare you guys any more torture.
And this, and the fourth part is food and drinks. To be
Yes.
fair, I think we have like 2 drinks on here.
Yeah.
So I will start off with broccoli.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I hated broccoli. And now that I'm older, I still hate raw broccoli.
It's edible trees.
It has to be cooked. Well, I still hate cauliflower.
I can eat raw broccoli with no problem.
Cauliflower tastes like farts.
Well,
But broccoli with cheddar, oh,
broccoli and cheddar, and I make a bomb-ass broccoli cheddar soup.
really?
Yes, I use the Panera bread. There's someone who has a Panera bread broccoli cheddar soup recipe, and I use that when I worked as a line cook.
Well, when you make that, you should make that soon.
I might have to.
I mean, I treated you to lunch today, so
That's
I
very
feel
true.
I feel like you should be able to make me some broccoli cheddar soup.
I might have to.
And talking about soups, kale. I know kale's not a soup, but I will say zuppa toscana. Zuppa toscana. I'm not even talking about Olive Gardens, because Olive Garden's not what introduced me to the zuppa. I think it was mom and dad during their international foods.
I think my father-in-law actually had like kale that was buttered and stuff like that.
People say kale's too salty and all that stuff, but I think,
Good. It was a good,
you know, if you take sausage, potatoes, heavy whipping cream,
you can
and
make a good thing out of that.
kale, zuppa toscana, every day. Next, Jägermeister. Now,
That's just
I know a lot of college kids are gonna hate me for this, but Jägermeister. Back when I was in the army, I used to drink that with Monster, not Red Bull. You were the Red Bull person. I like my Monsters.
I made Jaeger nukes. I would fill up the glass with a whole can of Red Bull and just fill the rest with Jaeger. And it was a guaranteed I'm gonna not sleep and think at the same time.
As long as I've gotten older, I don't like mixing my drinks. I like having my drink straight with a chaser. You know, because Indiana, straight no chasers. In case you didn't know, that was an acapella group here in Indiana. But you know, Jägermeister, I used to drink that back when I was in the army, and then one time, my second look was we were having this party. I bought a half gallon of Jaeger. I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna get fucked up tonight. So I open up the bottle, I pour it back, and as soon as it hit the back of my throat, I threw up. And you know me, I don't throw. I mean, I threw up for.
You do
Mika's-
throw up, but it's not as frequent.
The last time you saw me throw up was for Mika's for 21st birthday, and that's because we went hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I had him drinking whiskey, rum, tequila,
He purposely
vodka.
made him mix with drinks.
Yeah, the pregame was insane.
Jägermeister, I haven't had the issue. I've always known that when I drink Jaeger, I'm drinking a mistake. So I expect a mistake to happen.
3
But,
minutes. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna cut that out because I don't like kimchi. Mom does.
Yeah, I never ate it.
Salads. This is this is the one you wanted on there.
Yeah, salads, you know, I used to not care for salads at all.
I mean, salads is the only way I get my veggies. Even
Yeah.
I mean, when I was 16 working at McDonald's,
Well,
if I wanted to eat
Harmony.
healthy, with quotation marks, I would get the breaded chicken.
Well, my
bacon ranch.
good friend Harmony, she makes a truck stop salad. And what it is she takes chicken, cheese, mushrooms, ranch, and lettuce.
I could go for some
And
mushrooms.
she makes it, and it is amazing. And then Amanda makes it, and it is amazing. And I love it. It is one of those salads that I can eat. And I even enjoy Caesar salad with chicken, even without the chicken. And I used to not. I used to.
Every time you get a Caesar salad, you just start stabbing it like 66
pretty
times.
much.
So next one, parquet. This one's mine. Back when I was an ADHD picky eater child, I couldn't eat anything unless I put parquet on it.
Ah.
As an adult, I've had parquet because I'm like, you know what? I loved it as a child. Let's try it now. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Margarine in general. Now this one, both of us. 2% milk.
Yep. Oh my
Oh
god.
god, I can't stand
We
it.
grew up on 2% milk because
I don't know who likes that white water.
we were poor. Yeah. Well, no. The poor part. The poor part we had was we had that, and we didn't have it
Powdered
often.
milk.
Just powdered milk.
Oh, I fucking hate powder. Oh,
And
that
when
when I first had it, I hated it. So I mean,
I've had it before.
I can't say
since,
that's
and
a
I'm
second
like,
look.
Yeah,
I
that's not a
hated-
second take. That was like, nope.
that's a first take. You know what? I don't like this. It's good for cooking.
Satan's
okay.
dirt.
Okay, ground beef. Used to love ground beef, hamburger helper.
Still do.
growing
I'm a
up.
fat guy and enjoy ground beef. Ground beef is a way of life.
If I'm gonna have ground beef, I have to mix it with sausage. That's the only way I make my meatballs. That's how I make my lasagnas. That's how. Anytime I use ground beef.
Mixing it for lasagna and meatballs actually adds a little bit extra flavor too.
Well, I mean, sausage. You don't really have to. Ground sausage. You don't have to do jack shit to.
Exactly, and so you add the beef and it adds more filler, and it makes it a little more fuller.
Okay, this is gonna be the last item. Onions. Growing up, fucking hated onions.
I love onions.
Now?
Onions are, yep, same here. I could not eat onions.
We
now
had
sausage.
steak eggs. We had steak. You had the steak egg bagel. I had the steak egg muffin.
Always have onions.
Always
on
onions.
there. I used
Extra
to
onions.
not
if
have
need
the
be.
onions.
And then when we went
Steaks,
to eat at
sauteed
Don
onions.
Chavez,
Oh,
I got my
yeah.
shrimp quesadilla that comes with onions, green peppers, all that stuff. Last thing, spice. I fucking hated spicy shit back in the day. Now I fucking love spicy.
Love spicy.
I
I
love
had
spicy.
buffalo wings.
Just
and I was
not
like,
super spicy. I
Oh
mean,
no, I have buffalo wings, and I'm like, this is
Spice.
amazing.
I used to have white boy taste buds.
Ah.
So spice.
I have
not
some.
my
I
thing.
put if I have a chance to put Creole seasoning on something, I will.
I
Tony
will. I will
Cheshire.
put Tony.
I will
Tony on
live
shit.
and die by Tony Cheshire.
It's Tony. Hey, just shit on my food, please. But you remember that time you made what was it you that made it? That with you put way too much Tony Cheshire, or was that Amanda?
It was Amanda.
Oh, that thing was. And you powered through that.
I
thing.
powered through that.
Every
shit.
bite was
I'm
like.
like, this is fine. Oh, good. Do I have some soda left?
And then you got seconds.
Yeah, I did. I actually did go to seconds because not only did I want to make her feel better because she felt so horrible. I was like, no, you know what? My taste buds have numbed so much. I'm going for seconds now.
I'll say this and then we can end the podcast.
Huh?
My go-to drink sauce.
Well, I mean, yeah, I put that on my eggs for crying out loud. But the thing is, the food tasted really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
It just every bite made me want to hack out a lung, and I'm a smoker, so
Yeah, so it's pretty much, double-edged sword.
okay.
But yeah, we finally
We finally made it through. I think I won't make the list so long. I mean, this
Yeah.
was the time that we actually wrote a list.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna actually follow a list this time, and damn it, we followed a list.
We followed it way too damn well.
But we didn't plan on having a guest down
Yeah,
here.
it was kind of
either,
last
so-
minute.
But that was
I'm
fun,
fine, I'm
and then we
fine
had
with
Diablo sit there, which was just entertaining.
that. Probably the best.
And I
best
allowed
list.
that because I was like, no, this is funny.
Well, you couldn't move her. She'd
No,
kill you.
we should.
I like my organs intact.
She had that pure hatred. Like she was staring at me like, I dare you, fucker.
I can't snip. I can't clip her nails because that's how she gets around. She digs her claws in and moves forward. If I take
She's a very fat cat. She's like, I'm going to get somewhere I need to go, and I'm going to creep it.
I think she might be. Yeah, she's in her box. But I'll tell you this: she's a great snorer. You'll
Oh
just
my
be
God.
you'll be walking. It'll be the middle of the night.
So before we go, our cough counter is at 7.
7. Hey,
So you know what? That's a new record. We had 4 last time.
I think it was more than 4.
No, I think
I don't know. I was-
only counted 4, but 7's the
I
one.
mean, if you listen to that last podcast, I was slurring my words at the end.
Yeah, I've actually been slurring my words a little bit.
I'm almost done with my bottle. But
I am done with my.
I jumped
bottle.
from 80 proof to 42 proof.
So yeah, I'm not
so-
showing the label because I don't want to be
Yeah, because
sued.
no one's gonna know what you're drinking. And this is my label.
Is it sad that anytime I see a label like that, I'm like, I gotta pick the label off? Does anybody ever have that problem where you're like, I see a label, I'm just gonna have to pick it off? Because I do that all the time. If I see something like that, and I'm like, well, I guess I gotta start rolling. I do that.
You're
I
not-
do that every time. I like what you're hearing is me doing, and I do this every time. It's with any label or anything that I peel off. I do it with bottles. You're hearing all the sound effects of me rolling it up. And people are like, oh, you got the experience rolling.
Yeah,
man."
you're not OCD at all.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, no, a psychiatrist told me, no, you're not OCD. You're just PTSD complex. You know, the supersized version.
All right, you're RUNNOFT'd.
Yeah.
But
So,
we will end this podcast here. Thank you all who have actually sat and listened to all 2 hours and 4 minutes.
may God have mercy on your soul.
Jumanji?
Huh?
Jumanji?
No, I was just saying, may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, the first 2 minutes of Jumanji, that's may God have mercy on their soul.
What the fuck was that?
A cat's on top of the fridge, or by the fridge. It looks like it's Eva. She was a bitch before she got spayed.
So everybody, you have a wonderful time. I'm STG,
I'm Titus Creston,
and we're the Brothers Grimm. See you guys next time.
Toodles!
Oh, God. Oh, man. I definitely drank more.